blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to cap on them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to cap on them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes.
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. Little ECAC action coming right at you. And it's the last week of the regular season here, Mustache.
It is, man. 8 weeks long. Everybody fighting their hearts out to get the good ranks, be in that top part of the 116 teams total in ECAC, so that you can make it into the playoffs. So we're sitting with these two teams, New England and Juniata. Both of them sitting at 4-3, both of them coming off of wins from last week. So can they carry that momentum into this week? Because right now we were kind of crunching the numbers during the setup and behind the scenes, and we're trying to figure out, and it looks like potentially, don't quote me, but one of these teams, if they are the loser, they may not quite make it into the playoff bracket. So a lot on the line here.
Yeah, there's like Mustache said, there's like 116 teams. That's more than I can count, really, but that's 116 teams on in here. Top half will be going on to at least the first week of the playoffs. And with what I think it was 29, 32, something like that, teams that are currently 4-3 we'll be looking at that, and a lot more teams are 3-4 as well. So whatever team does lose will go down to 3-5. There's just we'll go down to even 4-4. There's just a whole lot at stakes as of right now, and a whole lot of teams that can still make it in that playoff clinch. We'll kind of see who definitely does punch that ticket, because I do believe that statistically, the team that wins here tonight will be seen in the playoffs.
So that's important. Hopefully these two teams are prepared for that. They're kind of going over any game plans that they need. You'll definitely need whatever key to victory that can propel you, because you want to make it in the playoffs. You want to go throughout that bracket.
Absolutely. Gonna give a little shout out here to some of the organizations and people that make this possible. First and foremost, that's EMP Live Designs, our production company out there and taking our chocolate audible voices here and project them out in the world to you people. And so we really appreciate that. We'd be nothing without you guys over there in production. That's Colton, that's PogChimp here tonight. Huge shout out to iBuyPower as well as League Spy. League Spy, you can check out what they're doing on their Twitter and their website. Big shout out to CSMG. That is a collegiate sports management group. They've been with us since day number 1. EMP Live Design and HyperX. Yes, that's Legion. The Lenovo Legion, Lenovo Legion knows that you play to win. Why else are you playing video games out here? To stand out from that competition, you need equipment that does match the speed of your thoughts and your actions. And the Legion Y25 monitor does deliver that. Delivers it in the toughest and most critical of situations. With its extreme, the 1 millisecond response time. It's got 240 hertz as well. A lot of frames, and the Legion Y25 just doesn't give up. And it gives you a lot more. It's built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level. Is that 24.5-inch wide, the full HD IPS panel built in, and the biggest thing, of course, Mustache is it's got the headphone jack, the little arm right there that you can put your headphones on. Most crucial thing. Love it. Just absolutely love it.
Yeah, you're right. The most important little aspect is there, because when you gotta take your headphones off, you gotta put them somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm just so bad about forgetting to mute, take my headphones off, put it on the desk or something like that, put it on the chairs, and getting up to go get some water, use the restroom or something like this. Headphones fall on the floor. Everybody in my lobby is getting hit super hard with all the mic noise coming in from its hitting the ground and everything else like that. Maybe that's why a lot of my headset stopped working. Who knows?
Yeah, you might just have to. I had a 3D printed thing that I kind of created, but you know what? If I had that Lenovo monitor, I'd be able to put it right there, and it'd be all fine and dandy. But hopefully, these teams have good working headsets, because they're going to need to be able to make sure their comms are on point, and that's where it's important.
Absolutely. You can check out about that Legion Y25 monitor over at Lenovo.com. Other licensed retailers, you can obviously go and check out their social medias as well. We'll be getting right into this game here in just a little bit between the 4-3 New England Pilgrims. Mascot, I'm quoting Wikipedia, Patty the Pilgrim. Love to see it. There's Juniata on the other side. That's the Eagles. So it's going to be the Pilgrims versus the Eagles. Generally not a matchup you would see in the wild.
You're right. You're not going to see it in the wild, but you are going to see it out here on the pitch. Game number 1 between these two squads. We need to see them come right out of the gates, and there's a little bit of a missed aerial, but looks to be Juniata going to try and get it out of their own half. Gets it over Fishy, and that is actually going to be a wide open net. So Juniata putting the first one here on the board.
Yes, that's Julian Jaden from Juliata striking first. Did I hit all those?
I'm going to struggle with those. I can promise you that.
Julian Jaden from Juliata. I love it. I'm a Jordan myself, so I love the alliterative J sound there. Colton 21. That is not our producer. I can confirm that, everybody. It's just a unique name that happens to be seen twice here today. An unknown route from Juniata coming in and striking first. About 30 seconds into this one. Some pressure up front. Fishy takes a demo right here. Now keeps this ball alive here, Mustache.
I'm liking the pressure coming out from New England. There's putting, a shot on, 2 defenders having to go up. Juniata still holding down strong, and there is a touch by Melik, able to get that through, but keeping that pressure going for New England is exactly what they needed. They kept baiting out 2 defenders and finally able to sneak one in. We're all tied up.
Yeah, just like that. 45 seconds in. First little bit of this game. May not matter. Tied up. Might as well be 0-0. Might as well be 10-10. Back onto this left side. Julian Jaden from Juniata covering it up and almost coming in for the double tap. Not going to land lethally on this one. Not today, Mustache.
He definitely wanted a piece of that one, and he had everything going for him. He just couldn't get that touch. But again, Juniata looking good on that offensive push. And yes, we are tied up, and New England kept the pressure going, but they're kind of stuck here on the back foot. Colton's going to put a shot on. Fishy, awkward, but doesn't matter. It's on the post. It goes off the crossbar yet again.
No way.
It continues to bounce. Unbelievable. What is that? 2 or 3 opportunities right there. Athena would be proud with all the flicks off the crossbar, but it doesn't matter. New England can't. Or I'm sorry, it was Juniata that can't put it in. New England gets the saving grace, but Julian's on that push yet again.
Yeah, that was close as it gets right here. On the edge of our seats, your casters were. Mr. Nick. Bringing this one up. Fishy now rolling this out to the left side. He gets stopped right there. Like Rice almost hits this one, but Mr. Nick there to clean this one up and keep on the offensive. These for a second for your New England Pilgrims, not Patriots. That's gonna be tough. 3 minutes left in this one. Unknown route. Taking it up to the side. Big boost on his way, so we got plenty to deal with this one until Like Rice hits this one little bouncing play, but that's just a little bit too high for him. Mr. Nick is just right in the middle.
I do feel like Rice wanted that one, but because he gets that little bounce shot, it throws Colton for a loop. Mr. Nick pushing up together is perfect. He's able to play cleanup and get that goal. New England up by 1, but we definitely have a half a game left. And Juniata, we're talking about their overtime or their offense looking good. Colton's going to launch this one down. Fishy in the air, does get the touch. Colton is going to receive it again. But it did get saved away, I believe, by Mr. Nick. Didn't get credited with any save, but Colton's going to throw one more at it. Fishy gets the clear. Julian can't get the touch. And we are back over to Juniata's half. Good defense coming out from New England. And with that lead, looking favorable to take game 1, but we are definitely past that halfway point now. And let's see what New England can do on this offensive push as Mr. Nick baits that one.
Yeah, Juniata has definitely spent plenty of time on this offense, not for lack of trying, but it's kind of more of a throwing a lot against the wall and seeing what sticks. So far, that has rung true once. They're just trying to make that one happen again. For now, New England on the offensive here. Pilgrims looking to strike this one up, push this to a larger lead. There's really just been a lot of back and forth here, kind of like to the midfield, like still on the Juniata side. Now a little bit of an offense, now into the middle, easy stop from Like Rice. There's one to the outside. That's just a little bit too much mustard on that one, Mustache.
And Colton, good play. He had the right idea, wanting to put that one off to the side, making sure that it did go in the net, but he puts it a little bit too far, and it bounces off the post. That was the chance Juniata needed. Not able to capitalize on it, but might be able to get another chance if they're able to get it cleared out past their half. They do, and a good passing play developing between two of them. Fishy can't connect. Julian can't either. And Colton's going to have to leave this for unknown route. A little bit of a boost starvation might be plaguing unknown route as well as Colton picked up that corner boost. Mr. Nick throwing it on the backboard, and it's going to be Fishy to clean it up. 2-goal lead for England.
Slippery fish indeed, getting up to the middle of this area right here. As you see, pretty much every single member of Juniata was over here, flying through the air and trying to get to it. Just ever so quick to this ball, New England Pilgrims, and they're up now, perching themselves a nice, tidy little 2-goal lead. Hit to the middle, 45 seconds or so. Not wrapped at all. Plenty of time to come back at this one. It's just going to be hard.
That demo would definitely help the situation. They got to clear out these defenders. New England looked very solid on the defensive prowess, but Julian getting a nice touch past one. Couldn't get it into the back of the net as, again, the defense looking good. Fishy out to the corner, but unknown route should be able to hold on to the possession. Gets it past one. Like Rice, able to get it cleared out, but they keep bouncing it off the sidewall, not really getting it all the way. We finally get over to Juniata's half, and Like Rice up in the air, but can't connect, so it's going to be Colton taking it away.
Yeah, there's going to be the death knell, the funeral song sung for the game 1 for Juniata. So a very close game. kind of the first half or so. Anything but that towards this second half. New England Pilgrims taking a claim. 3-1 here in game number 1. This is a best of 5, so standard stuff. Taking it to the numbers now, Mustache. I gotta say, there is not a wide disparity between these shot attempts.
No, not at all. And you know, we saw both offenses doing pretty well. Juniata really starting it right out of the gate, but then it was New England that really picked up the pace. They were able to get control, maybe get the comms kind of leveled out and everything. And then that defense, seeing what is that, 7 saves to come out from New England compared to the 4 from Juniata. I think that was really the key on this one. New England just shutting down any shot attempt to come out from Juniata, and maybe the crossbar and post helped out a little bit, but still New England doing what needed to be done, and they're able to take that win.
Yeah, crossbar and post always seem to do that, at least in my games here, Mustache. 12 shots attempted for your 3. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say they're always the 4th man on the field.
Right? Maybe they'll get the slice of that prize pool at the end of the season here, Mustache.
Yeah,
3-1
exactly.
for game number 1. That's going to be the New England College, the Pilgrims, going in here. I believe they had 12 shot attempts to Juniata's 9. So there's not a huge disparity there, but you're really you pointed it out. Big difference here. That was the Sage, right?
Right. Oh, of course. And again, we saw Colton have a shot attempt on that post. There was a few other little situations where we saw the offense come out, the accuracy maybe not there for Juniata. So if they can clean that one up, I think they'll be able to kind of sneak some by New England. But if they keep with that stellar defense, New England might have this in the bag. If I wanted to, as I check here real quick my notes, I wanted to see what New England performed with last week. New England, they took their series last week in a 3-1 fashion. It was Juniata that won theirs in a 3-0 sweep. So hopefully Juniata doesn't have the reverse, come back to them and they get swept. But right now in New England looking good, and Me Like Rice is going to try and lead the way. But a demo in the backfield, an unknown route, I believe, got a touch on that ball and didn't really want to stop the progression to come from it, because they were definitely on that offensive push.
It's going to be 50 seconds into this one. Like you said, a lot of offensive pressure squad so far. Going to be now Juniata coming up to it. Like Rice breaking that one up in the middle. Mr. Nick now with a solid hit over, and just like that, the offensive swaps. A lot slower game number 2 here, Mustache.
Yes, and I'm noticing some double commits to come out from Juniata. They are going to have to watch those if they want to try and take down New England, because they're going to get stuck in a situation where those comms will break down, and that's where New England will strike, and you don't want to allow that to happen. Yes, we haven't seen a goal yet, but those double commits could be a plague if you don't shut them down early. So 3:20 left in regulation. Colton on his push off the ceiling, unknown route pushing in, tries to get it past 1. Can he get the defender out of there? No, Mr. Nick is going to be able to get the touch, and we move to the Juniata half.
Yeah, I gotta say, Mr. Nick is absolutely stellar here, Mustache, when it comes to kind of breaking up these plays, just being that unwanted, uninvited guest to the party, just always getting there, and whether it's huge rebounds. What a bouncer! But Me Like Rice number 2 getting inside of that one. That is the last second on that. Fishy now starting this on the other side. Progress on. Juniata doesn't like being on defense.
No, they don't. And they were trying to keep their offense going with that bump on Fishy. When they had that play set up, it was that little bouncer shot, but that would have been perfect for Juniata to really get and set the pace for this game. We are still tied at a 0-0, and that one is going to get behind Me Like Rice. An unknown route putting the first one in for his name.
Yeah, so, well, I think that's a double caster curse, right? Last time I talked about Mr. Nick here, it was some fantastic rebounds and redirects. You come on talking about how it's still 0-0 just past halftime. That's going to be Juniata striking first in this one. Going to be them taking the lead as well, which is a situation they have not enjoyed so far in the series, correct?
Correct, and they had the lead with their first goal. They were the first one to score in game number 1, but then it was New England that just kind of got that tying goal, and they never let up. But can they hold on to the lead here to tie up this series? Juniata, they want to make sure that this goes to at least 4 games, but Fishy with that push, Colton and Unknown Route. This one's still in front of the nets, and it is gonna fall in. Me Like Rice making sure that goes in the back, and this is kind of showing up like game number 1. Fishy getting aggressive there on the goal lines.
Yeah, I mean, you got to when you see these 3 defenders all kind of coordinate, and again, too many cooks in the kitchen type situation. I think that Julian actually hit Colton or Unknown Route as well. Down bottom, just that tiny, tight little reaction yields to these players just not able to get to a ball, and that's another tied situation with about 100 seconds left here, Mustache.
I believe it was my caster curse that said, can they hold on to that lead? So I gotta watch my powers tonight. They're a little strong, but there's plenty of game left here in game number 2. Juniata wanting to see if they can tie up this series. A double demo, leaving one behind. Mr. Nick's, oh yeah, Me Like Rice putting that one back. Mr. Nick was trying to see if he could take out the only defender left, but it didn't matter. Just a great offensive push.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be incredibly fast and loud. Take a double demo right there and just super take advantage of that 3-second respawn. That's exactly what can happen. Just like that, this game, looking scoreline-wise, a little bit similar to our first. Enjoyed a lead Juniata did for a while. That is a thing of the past, Mustache.
Yeah, it almost exactly. Yeah, it wasn't to the time frame that we saw in game number 1, but you're right. We saw Juniata take goal number 1, and then it seems to be New England. They don't falter when they are down, but there you go. Colton is going to put the tying goal in, and we definitely have a game on our hands here in game 2.
That we do. 60 kilometers per hour, and one of our fastest goals, like goal to goal or pause to goal, right?
Yeah.
28 seconds, like the fastest response, we'll call it here, with 62 seconds left. Back to the middle, we have a tie game.
Oh, no.
That's going to be just too high.
Oh,
and there
what a save.
Like Rice coming in, but defender meeting there perfectly.
That was just in the nick of time for Juniata. And
Whoa.
Look at that. Julian off of the challenge. Gonna put Juniata on top with 48 seconds left.
Just like that, Juniata staring at a possible tie-up situation. They keep this scoreline here. We'll be moving on to game number 3. Tied up, which is the best they can ask for in a single game. 48 seconds, back to the middle. Mr. Nick popping this one right side. Down is Like Rice. Easy blocks. No, that was almost a deadly fake as Fishy. Once again, him swimming in fast in this one.
Just trying to just do what he could to help get that ball into the back of the net. But the defense for Juniata this time stepping up. Fishy trying to get this one past Colton. Colton, can he set up another player? He does. Julian was there, but can't put the ball on target. It doesn't matter, though, because Unknown Route's going to set this one up. Colton still has control, and we are over here on the New England half. If Mr. Nick can get anything going, he needs to get it going now. Can't get it past Unknown Route. Fishy can't get the challenge. Unknown Route has control. This one is going to be a Juniata win.
There you go. That's how you tie it back up here, Juniata. Nobody was counting you out by any means, but that is exactly what the doctor ordered here. Taken to the numbers yet again. New England coming in. Mr. Nick having some very impressive plays on this defensive side, Mustache. Only crediting him with 1 save. I don't think that's exactly correct. Did a whole lot more on defense, but absolutely nothing on offense. 0 attempted shots on here. Now that slack was definitely carried up by a teammate like Rice here with 5 shots on, Fishy with 2 here. Juniata coming with 7 as well. So the number's even there as well, even if it wasn't necessarily distributed across those 3 players evenly.
Yes, both offenses are so evenly matched up. You can see when they start getting their push going and start setting up plays, whether it be passing or a solo play. But again, it's the defenses that, clutch up. Though New England had a lot more defensive saves and yet did not come out with the win. So it's not always the key to victory, but it is definitely a major factor. Juniata just getting that great challenge there towards the end, and I believe it was Fishy on that challenge who got a little tied up and just didn't get quite touch needed to get it cleared out. So Juniata tying us all up. We are guaranteed 4 games, and now we need to see how game 3 is going to shape up, because is it going to be a situation where we see Juniata score again and New England kind of run away with that lead, or are we going to change the script and maybe is it New England going to start us off and Juniata go the other way around?
That was Mr. Nick almost teeing it up perfectly, and my co-caster Mustache just teeing it up the exact same way. I really do feel like we've had a little premonition here. Perhaps we're showing the hand of our script that we have in our hand, you know, how the player is going to act this out because everything is predetermined, correct?
Oh yeah, it gets sent up from Psionics and then just trickled down to all the different leagues. But again, Juniatas, they say no, the script stands and they are going to be the first ones to put in the back of the net. Julian himself going to do so. He's been quite an offensive player here throughout this series so far. Juniata with the lead.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like this isn't really a lead. These teams have exchanged this lead so many times back and forth. Still anybody's game, you know? Like the 1-0 almost seems like an inevitable wall to be broken down here because these two teams, yes, it's been a one-score lead, or a one-score difference in the game number 2. You know, barely more than that in game 1, but that was also kind of the result of a all-on offense situation eventually. Fishy, back to it. Julian kind of dancing with him right here. Unknown burns pretty much everything to get down there for all for naught. That's a shot on goal as well. And almost an own goal. Oh, that seems so close. Julian did to coming back to this one with a double defensive save. Would have been amazing, but all for naught, unfortunately. Look at that, look at that control at the end, right? Julian being able to get off well like that, or like kind of coming in at an odd angle, flipping perfectly, getting wheels back on and traction.
I think that was a server prediction, just not on his side, because that recovery, I honestly thought he had it. I mean, we were in his point of view as that ball went into the back of the net, and the ball crossed the line, and I swear Julian was there as well, but it did not give him the time to get the touch. So we do see that tying goal. Good, valiant effort to come from Julian. An unknown route, gonna try to put that over me like Rice. Can't do so. Fishy on the backboard as well. Just trying to give some aid on the defensive side to get this cleared out. But I think the boost starvation is starting to sit in for New England, and Mr. Nick can't connect.
Yeah, just like that, blue players here really finding it hard to get anything worth substance. Like, that's another take from here in the middle, and mostly small pods of what the blue team have had to work with so far. Just flipping down the bottom. Anything that goes up top here is just until Fishy, picks up something like that, finds a demo with it, but now is on the opposite side of the field. Last back is like Rice, almost a shanking play off the front hood here from unknown route to have gotten that one in. Not necessarily open net, but the angle would have been true. Now that's decently open, trying to get it past Fishy, not going to happen. That's a decent angle. Neither Julian nor defender connect on this one.
That was a close call, but Mr. Nick, he didn't have the boost. He had the control and just tried to get any type of flick on it. Few of these opportunities have just been kind of falling literally from the sky in front of the net. Neither team able to capitalize on a few chances they've had. Colton getting a nice flick, but me like Rice getting a savior medal for that save, and rightfully so, because that was a savior nonetheless. Fishy off of the sidewall, but Colton, this midfield control from Juniata. The pressure they've been putting on New England is definitely, something to make a statement about, because Juniata looking good as they keep this pressure going, especially from the midfield point.
Mr. Nick might want to consider some insurance of some sort, whether it's life insurance, car insurance, something. He can't. Oh my God, Fishy wiggling this one in the bottom left right here. Let's take a look at this one again. So Mr. Nick loses possession of it, and defender basically gives it on over. Neither Unknown Route nor Julian were really expecting to this one, but Unknown Route makes an effort where Julian does not.
I think the communication there was Unknown Route thought he had it, but then the awkward takeoff for the aerial may have kind of changed the trajectory, and Julian just wasn't prepared to even make an attempt on it. Nevertheless, we see New England can, keep that script going. It's always been Juniata starting with that first goal, and then New England getting, the tying, and then later the lead. But look at the passing play. Unknown off the backboard. Can he get a second touch? He does. But Colton, Julian, and Unknown all stuck in that corner, which is going to allow New England to gain control and at least get it out. But Julian trying to keep the pressure going.
I feel like Juniata could be benefited from that split the difference when it comes about how fast and heavy they come at some of these, right? Like, some of these have been decently open net. And the simple fact is they're shanked way hard and like right or left, and frequently that is result of just simply coming in too fast at these. You know, going with that more simple touch, the soft touch as opposed to something super fast and heavy. And as I say that, unknown route, nice little soft touch, treating her gentle up front.
Yeah, 33 miles per hour. Great pass from Colton and just a missed touch from a defender. Didn't quite catch the name. It was, I'm sorry, it's Me Like Rice. But nevertheless, we are tied up here in game number 3. We haven't had an overtime, so I would be interested to see if we could see that here in game number 3, or is Mr. Nick and company over there with New England going to see if they can get a go-ahead right here towards the end. 42 seconds left. Me Like Rice, ooh, can't get that one cleared out, and he does get past the second defender, but finally we get it cleared out over to Juniata. Fishy trying to hold on to the possession, drops unknown. Me Like Rice, everybody there, but it does get out at least to the midfield point, and flip sides we do.
Mr. Nick finds some retribution here explosively. 18 seconds. We're so close. Colton! Oh my god, what a shank up top. Members of New England just simply can't get up to this one. Fishy gets such a weird hit. And how many different goals now is that Juniata has railed in off of what? This time it was, or last time it was Mr. Nick. This time it was Fishy. Just weak hits defensively.
Yeah, those chances right there where you missed that touch. And it was Me Like Rice who was stuck on the ground. I don't know if he just didn't have the boost to get up. He didn't make the attempt. And then finally someone just completely launches him towards the back of the net to guarantee that one to go in. So Juniata just capitalizing on those mistakes on the defensive side for New England, which is quite shocking because New England had such a great defense there in game number 1. And Juniata has been able to take game 2 and 3. So now they are sitting in series match point, trying to take this in a 3-1 fashion where New England, they're going to have to go back to that game 1 mentality and go back to that great defense that we are so accustomed to. They had, 7 saves here. So the defense is there, but those missed chances are allowing Juniata to score 7 shots from Colton.
Yeah, holy moly. Yeah, looking down at this, 13 shots attempted for Juniata, only 4 for the side of New England. Now that gives New England a far better shot completion ratio at 50% on this one, 4 attempted for 2 in. But that shows Juniata just simply in the driver's seat in every way, shape, and form, whether it comes to possession of this ball, momentum, or otherwise. Everything is going Juniata's way as of right now here in our last week of the regular season of the ECAC. We'll see if this ends here or if we get a little Game 5 action in just a second.
Yeah, we've Juniata. I don't know. They've gotten better and better as the series has gone on. Yeah. Maybe they can end it here. Obviously, if you are a New England fan, you want to see New England step up, and that is definitely one way to do so. Is Fishy with a great kickoff. Mr. Nick did get a touch, but not able to put it towards the net. It did just kind of roll off to the side, and it allows Juniata to take control. Gets it past one. Mr. Nick by himself, but able to get the clear. Unknown route, getting a little aggressive, and Juniata, they're trying to shut this series down now.
Yeah, that would be the perfect way to do this if you're New England. Come out of this with some kind of huge rebounding play. Whether that's a center shot from half, they're just nobody back for, or a big ping pong play up front where you have to pass, finally into points. Whatever it is, you need to come out with a thunder right now because everything is going Juniata's way again. That's Julian Jaden from Juniata. I messed it up that time. I threw the L in there in the end. I was so proud of myself. 40 seconds into this one. Juniata striking first again.
And there is no doubt Juniata was going to strike first right there. When that goal happened, I flipped between all 3 players of New England. Collectively, the 3 of them had 13 boosts to their name. There was nothing in the tank. Nobody could do anything. They just kind of watched in awe as Juniata is just keeping that pressure going and boost starving New England, which is putting them in an awkward position every single time. Mr. Nick almost elected to go away from that one, but saw unknown route pushing in and decided, hey, I needed to challenge that one, and rightfully so, because I believe unknown route could have taken another goal off.
Back to the middle. Fishy looking to get that one done, even up the series. Like Rice back, like Rice. Oh my god, a little bit too high again. Oh. Fishy with a nice touch.
Oh,
unknown route there, and Mr. Rick with a bad angle on it. Now forced to come back and lick wounds a little bit with very, very little boost outside of Mr. Nick. Even the dream alive right here. Actually getting some assistance from the defender. Coming off the wall. Goes for defender. Can't quite pick this one up. Like Rice back to the outside. A pop play. Unknown route. Left side. Covered up by Like Rice. Back and forth here down bottom. We're just trying to rotate, pick up boost, and more. That's a little bit of a run right here, but met on the other side perfectly as unknown route.
They were just stuck in that corner. They couldn't do much with it. But again, Juniata keeping the pressure going. That starvation really starting to set in. And I noticed a little bit of boost starvation kind of set in for Juniata as well. So I think New England's starting to pick up on it. A good bump, good aggressiveness to come out from New England. They've got to start clearing out these defenders, getting Juniata off of their prowess that they're on right now, because Juniata looking good and New England's got to get them looking elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. It doesn't have to be demos necessarily. You mentioned the bumps. That almost was enough to take both defenders out of this one. Pushing it to one is about as ideal a situation as you can get with these hyper-competitive leagues here at the top echelon. Back to it. Colton tries for something. Mr. Nick meets him there. Says, at least not yet. Still 1-0.
A lot of instances where you notice where you see a whiff and you think, oh, well, that player just whiffed. Well, I believe both players, when they're going for the challenge, are trying to play off of the other touch. So when neither of them touch, it just looks like, some calculated whiff out there. But it's really both players trying to expect if they are going to get the connection needed and then where they need to be for that challenge. But unknown needed, just like that.
What?
Unknown route goes for the fake. He doesn't go up because he sees the defender there, elects to let the ball drop, and Julian just lets this one roll in 27 miles an hour.
Yeah, that is about as perfect as it gets. You were just saying it too. A lot of times it's simply the mind games here. If this was poker, they would say they play the person, play the player, not the cards. That is the definition of it right there. Just simply doesn't touch. He knows the trajectory is true. Defender's already bitten too much off on this one and can't get to it. Just like that, Juniata perhaps have sealed the deal in this game. We have not seen very fast goals here today. I think the fastest is, 28 seconds?
Yes, I believe you are correct. That was just a rebuttal,
Yeah, exactly.
Is definitely been Juniata right there. There's kind of going back to your statement of coming in a little hot, but look, Colton is just setting that up off the backboard. It's just a 1-2-3 passing play between Juniata.
Mr. Nick, oh my god. So he bites middle of this, and it just so happened. I mean, that's perfect placing here from unknown route. As it is, New England Pilgrims here up against the corner. Yeah, about 85 seconds to score, not once, not twice, but thrice, and that's just to tie this one up, Mustache.
Yeah, and the series is on the line for them. Remember, if they go down to a 4-4 situation in the standings, you don't know what that will look like towards the implications for playoff, where it'll be a 5-3 situation for Juniata if they can secure the win. They are 50 seconds away from doing so. Unknown route, gonna get the bump, he does, but Julian was already on his rotation out of there. But again, unknown route, I'm loving his aggressiveness here in game number 4, and that one was a good shot attempt by Julian.
Yeah, that definitely would have been the nail in the coffin here. We're right now staring at the largest score differential if this game does end as of right now. Fishy, good block. 20 seconds or so left. They need to take 2, at least a second left for this to even be a possibility.
Oh, Colton 1-2, and then Julian coming in. They want that insurance goal, but look, 10 seconds left, 3-goal lead. That is going to be it. Juniata will take the series win, and they just got better and better, and almost one more for the road. Fishy keeping it going, living up to the first rule of Rocket League. The ball finally drops. Juniata takes it all.
They do indeed. Just like that, Juniata not going to be a bloodless victory here by any means. A 3-1 victory for them over the New England Pilgrims. But at the end of the day, almost certainly punched their ticket here into the ECAC playoffs. Now, whether or not we will see the New England Pilgrims here will be seen. There's a lot of math to be done. That ain't my forte, Mustache.
No, caster math and all that on the fly. You just have to wait to find out how all 116 teams kind of play themselves out in this final week, and then we will find out if New England can just squeak in or if this loss is going to affect them that much.
Yeah, we will see that here in just a little bit. But yeah, 3-1. I think the big difference here is that Juniata just realized the advantage that can be gained from simply spending so much time on offense. Like, yes, this ball came over on their other side. They had to play defense some, but at the end of the day, we really saw that goal differential there in like game 3. Excuse me, it was like 13-4 or something like this. When you simply have these many attempts, you are going to get in more goals than the other unless there's just some huge breakaway plays or rebounds off the wall that nobody could have seen. Those aren't going to happen that often here in your top echelon of Rocket League, Mustache.
No, and just a good set of a good mindset for Juniata to keep that going, because back to your point, their offense, it was more defense for New England. They every single game they had more saves compared to Juniata, but Juniata just said, look, just keep pushing and putting shots on the backboard. The accuracy wasn't there, but it didn't matter. You just had to keep pelting that backboard to bait out defenders, and then you could finally sneak one in. So good one from Juniata. Congratulations on that win, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more out of New England.
Exactly. Just the onslaught of shots proven to be a little bit too much. That is going to be it here. 3-1 victory. Now we're going to go to a very short break. We'll get a little interview action set up for one of these players over here from your Juniata squad, because we only have winners here in the interview box. Back with you in just a minute is FBI Tugboat and Mustache. Other way. There you go.
Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
And we are back. We are here, and we are live. The ECA post-game interview action coming right at you. FBI Tugboat here. We got my man Mustache over there. There we go, over there. And we got Bicky, a.k.a. Colton21, one of the winning members of Juniata, to come on in, give us a minute of their time after this game. Colton, you with us?
Yep, I'm here.
There you go. Absolutely, absolutely. Mustache got a couple questions for you, and then he'll throw them back over to me, and we'll get you on out of here, okay?
All right, awesome.
All right. So again, congratulations on the W. You guys look good. What was kind of going through your guys' head in game one? You know, you get that first goal, you start off strong, and then New England kind of steamrolls with those 3 goals to take game one. Did you guys take any effect to that? You know, what was the comms like after that?
So I mean, we said it before the game, obviously things are going to happen that aren't going to go in our favor. So, the best thing to do is to just stay relaxed and play as a team the whole way through. So I think we do a pretty good job of picking each other up and continuing the game until it's over. So.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree with that. In fact, after that game, you guys turn around, you sneak game 2 win, you go to game 3, game 4, looking better and better as the games go on. You talk about picking up your players and stuff, Unknown looking great. You guys all really stepped it up from game 2 to 3, and you really you sneak that game 2 win. Game 3, you get that great drop down towards, I think it was like 48 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
After that, then your mindset, your mentality really has to be peaking, and then game 4 happens. I mean, how are you guys just vibing in the chat, in the Discord, just with that game? You guys looked stellar in that final matchup.
Yeah, no, we just always have a good time playing. Especially with us being able to get commentated this time, we were really excited. So, it's just easier for us to, like I said before, pick each other up and play to the best of our ability. And whenever we do something wrong, we kind of try to note it while we're watching the goal and try to figure out what we can do differently each time. So.
Oh, that's good. Well, again, congratulations from you. You guys look good. That should put you somewhere in the playoffs. We've been talking about it in the stream where there's just a plethora of teams, but that now 5-3 record should definitely set you up for a decent spot, and you'll just have to find out where you are. But again, congratulations from me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Colton, speaking of those playoffs here, I gotta ask, what's the feel here? You have all but I believe mathematically you have punched your ticket to the playoffs. There's a weird 0.01% chance or something like that. The teams that beat you come in, then it goes to whatever. You've mathematically punched your ticket to the playoffs. How are you and the team feeling?
We're excited. I mean, this is we have 2 members that haven't played on the esports team before, so we're a relatively very young team, and we played through all the regular season games, pretty stoked to play just, esports in general. And I think the playoffs were I think we're going to do pretty well. We got a lot of momentum coming into them, and it's something we love to do. So I think we'll do good.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Speaking of esports, speaking of youth, it looks like you're in a pretty brand new esports facility there yourself. They're over there at Juniata, correct?
Yeah, I'm a senior now, so this is sadly my last year here.
Oh, okay. So they come in, they get this your last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's
well,
a nice facility. I like it. So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Last thing here. Your name is Colton, correct?
yes, yep.
Gotcha. Did you know that our producer's name is Colton as
I
well?
saw-
So I gotta ask, of course. Did you feel the Colton vibes? I'm staring down upon you and helping out in the game. Or was
As
this
soon
all
as-
this Colton? This is all you, Colton?
No, as soon as I saw that, we all laughed. But no, yeah, that's cool. You know,
Absolutely,
cool tune.
absolutely. There you go. The Colton vibes here. Once again, I want to congratulate you on your 3-1 victory over this New England Pilgrim squad. Before we get you on out of here, I want to ask if you have any shout outs.
Just shout out to Juniata Esports. A lot of our teams are doing pretty well this year, so you know, hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Eagles are flying high indeed.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your time, and we'll see you again over here in Interview Box, but only if you win, because once again, we only have winners in our Interview Box, right?
Yep, of course.
Love to see
But
it. Love to see
I
it.
appreciate it, guys.
Not a problem. Not a problem. This has been your ECAC regular season, at least for Rocket League. We've got some more Overwatch after this, but this has been the last match that you'll see Rocket League here for the ECAC. Postseason after this, Mustache.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, what teams we will see in that postseason. Again, there's a plethora of teams out there. It was 116 total. It's like top 58 go to the bracket. There's going to be a lot of Rocket League just to kind of settle all of that down. But I'm excited to see how the teams progress through those final playoffs until we get to those final two teams for the championship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Worst thing about that, Mustache, is we got to wait a little while for it. That'll be coming here in the following weeks. What you got on here on the docket today is a little hot and spicy Overwatch action coming at you here soon. That'll be LaFawn and Big Hungry Phil bringing it to you. I'm FBI Tugboat. This has been my Mustache co-caster. We really appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for the aforementioned Overwatch. Have a good one.
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore. Just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little. My God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little. My God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore. Just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little. My God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh.
Good evening, you beautiful wielders, and welcome to the final week of the group stages here of the ECAC Overwatch tournament. I'm Big Hungry Phil, and joining me on the other side of the desk is LaFon. LaFon, welcome to the broadcast. What is on the cards for today?
I mean, we got to talk about the question on everybody's minds, right? Did we plan to have the facial hair match between the pairs that started the stream and ourselves today? And the answer, Phil, is... Well, you'll have to wait till another day to find out.
Yeah.
The actual question, though, is how are these teams in front of us going to shape up for some Overwatch action? Because it should be a really good game and has a lot of implications standings for playoffs, actually. So as we get set to kind of see the action underway, it's going to be Busan as map number 1, as I've kind of got the train behind me already. That being said, before we get into it, we got to talk. I mentioned that this has playoff implications, and it really could be a case of kind of punching your ticket if you win out here.
It could be. So for those of you unaware or unfamiliar with the system that we have here in group stages, do watch out for that train, LaFon. That was very close to hitting you there. It's the top 50% of all teams after the group stage that move forward into the playoff bracket. And that's currently looking to be at about a 4-4 scoreline cutoff with a week's worth of games left to play. So both of these teams coming into this matchup with a 4-3 record means that we might see one of these teams go forward and another team in that sort of grey limbo zone. There is one of the 4-4 team that do have another game this week, and so it's not just the result of this match, right? It's the result of a bunch of other matches happening at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be clear, it's not that, losing here, as you said, is necessarily the end of your hopes. But as we always know, wins, a check mark in the win column is always better, especially this late in the season when the pressure starts to sneak up on you, if you will. And a win here kind of lets that ease off a bit. So while, yes, perhaps not a death sentence necessarily, still very much a desire to have this go in your book. And I think as we kind of expect, we've seen some one-sided matches, I think, in general on stream this time. But we're hoping for something a little bit closer. And I feel like if last week was a close match as it was, then we have some strength coming into this week for expectations being similarly.
Yeah, but putting it into perspective in terms of how close the matches have been on stream, I think, if I remember correctly, last week was the first map 5 that we've had all season long. And, this is week 7 of 8 in group stages. Yeah. So if we can get another game like that today, I'll be happy. I'm here for map 5, map 6 even. I do think it's worth having a talk, though, LaFon, about how these two teams have got into this situation, because it's not the same across the board here. Because JWU are coming into this with a 4-3 scoreline, but they have forfeits against them in their win column. And we are already live and in this, LaFon. No more time for analysing. It's going to be clashing here on Busan Downtown.
Oh my. Oh, nice flashbang double tap there from Johnson and Wales Universities there. Shinobu gets one, continues their reign of terror here, Phil. Traded out on the Lucio, but still seemingly spaced out properly here with Johnson and Wales in control.
Yeah, very even across the board so far, although Shinobu gets the second, takes out their opposing number, Moosemilk, who was most of the way towards having the ultimate online. Shinobu scores the second, comes out with 90% of the high noon here on the Cassidy. Johnson and Wales University come out the gates hot, and that was some beautiful cleanup from Shinobu.
That was spectacular work there from the hit scan player indeed, and that sets you up really well for the recontest. We saw Ginger Hair switch over to the Hanzo about midway through that fight, so looking for a little bit more pressure on the shield. But, keep in mind, the amplification matrix will be online as well, and we know how much damage throughput the Deadeye comboed with that window can really have. So the setup is, expected here from Johnson and Wales if they can catch this rotation.
Gotta be careful. Rare Soccer playing up the high ground in prime booping distance, waiting for someone to pop their little head around the corner. Can't do that to the Reinhardt due to the passive. Not enough distance gained on that one. Dropping down momentarily. Are we? Yeah, okay. We're seeing them being very hesitant here, and that hesitation has cost them big. JIP out of the mech. Nothing to soak up the damage here from Kingra as they swing forward with the help of the Ryan of the Lucio at their back. Shinobu still hangs on to the death bottom here. No need to use it when you win so clearly in a neutral fight.
I think that the most impressive part about this is how stable Johnson and Wales really has been, right? They don't over-aggress in these fights. They go in as a team. It's very consistent and cohesive. They do get the DMAX, so there's going to be that damage mitigation loss, as you said. But, still buying space here and preventing Wayne State College from just walking in.
Well, they don't know, chap. They don't know the King was on the high ground. Down we go with the Death Blossom over the top. There's the Immortality Field. Finds 2 alongside it. The Nano Boost comes out. That's going to hit on Dahaze, but a lot of damage. Can't afford to press forward and take that. There are no supports left to keep them up. If the Haze actually pops forward here, they may get taken out late in the fight.
And the D-Mech, or sorry, the Remech, I should say, does not come through, though. Shinobu, realizing, trying to find the elimination, gets a little bit aggressive, gets taken out. So this is going to be a 5v6.
Ooh.
And
beautiful take there. Actually, that made a bit of a misstep there from Chintalian. Hops over the shadow and receives the full force of it. Chintalian lands the charge, takes the opposite number over the edge, and Loose Milk now back in on the Reaper. As the Death Blossom pops it, only finds the D-Mech here, and Shinobu's back on the Tracer, can keep this alive a little bit longer. It's 99-0. I don't think we're getting the full recon test here. In fact, with Whispers taking Steffi off the table, self-destruct here. This is good, though, for Johnson & Wales University. They are flushing resources out of Wayne State.
Is going to be the Ant Matrix. They want to commit to this. And,
wow.
I mean, perhaps a bit bold, but if they can get a pick off, then maybe. But no, the Immortality Field will come through. That's going to deny the point recontest. And
oh, wow. Wow! Okay, it's a big 2K from Shinobu, but the point will flip here. Not enough to turn that back in their favor unless Johnson and Wales get a very quick re-engage.
Yeah, that would be a little bit, more bold than I think even Johnson and Wales are looking for. That being said, I mean, Shinobu not quite done yet. Not going to go away from the Tracer either, as Kinger's the one going to flip back to the Cassidy. So this Tracer trying to find value, and I mean, with the aim we saw on the hit scan, you expect big things from them.
Okay, we're spinning the wheel of DPS here as Johnson & Wales University cycle that through. Shinobu having to play on the high ground, momentarily bothered there by the Diva. Chintalian down early, and you see it time and time and again. You take the main tank out of the lineup. That tends to be it for that push. We are seeing them back away here with Immortality Fields committed. Johnson & Wales backing away for another contest.
That is a smart reset there, especially with Shinobu going down. You don't have the players to really take that fight. And now, I mean, for Johnson & Wales, they don't actually have much available to them, right, in terms of resources. So Wayne State College have the ability to push this part of me to the last fight territory. This Ant Matrix out early, but it's going to section off the front line, and that's a good start.
Yeah, unfortunate. That's the second time in a row that we've seen Chintalian taken out of the fight. Twice care of the Immortality Field. This time, Ginger Hair wins the 1v1. And Wayne State College edging us closer and closer to even here on the scoreline.
Yeah, something that we're actually seeing pretty interestingly right now is the Tracers are kind of, doing a 1v1 duel, and it's the 5v5 setup. And right now, in that 5v5 sort of mainline rush, Wayne State College having the advantage, of course. They do have the ultimates. Now you're looking for that pickoff. If you can get that early stick with the Pulse Bomb from Shinobu, then you're right back into it. But Johnson & Wales running out of time here.
Okay, Pulse Bomb out from Ginger Hair. So only going to find the Immortality Field. Does momentarily soften up the rest of Johnson & Wales. And arguably even less value there from Pulse Bomb coming out from Shinobu. But Kinga comes in big on the Cassidy with the Death Blossom. Finds 2. Finds one of the primary fire, and this is looking great now for Johnson & Wales. We are so close to 99-99. Self-destruct for self-destruct. Arguably a little bit there for Steph as the flip comes through. Nobody here to contest for Wayne State. Oh, just short of the recontest there from Whispers.
Yeah, but a great, actually, sound wave from the opposing Lucio to keep everyone, keep the touch rather than from coming in. GR across the board. These teams are so nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I can't remember the last time I saw it. Here's the thing. Every time I personally type GR, I mean it sarcastically. 100%.
Oh, yeah, yes, but that's because you're a twisted and bitter old soul, Lafon. We all know this.
Yes, 26. Basically retired, you know?
What does that make me? I'm basically esports dust at a stately 35 here.
Conversation for another day, Phil. We'll have to talk about it afterwards, For these young whippersnappers, though, they do have a second round to play for here, and Wayne State are looking to actually close out that 99, right? They got close, but they just ran out of resources at the very end, and, I mean, you have to find value from those pickoffs, and kind of when that Immortality Field breaks, for example, on the Pulse Bomb, follow up as a team. That being said, they are going to continue with the rush. Reaper, Cassidy in close. Meanwhile, the Mercy Pocket of the Ash is the name of the game for Johnson & Wales.
And need to be careful here, of course. The rush comp wants to close the distance. Johnson & Wales would like to stay as far away as possible. Immortality Field out early. Kingra punished as well. And you cannot stand still in the face of this incoming aggression from Wayne State College. Johnson & Wales University forced back, forced down in available players and forced off the point. Here's the first cap for Wayne State.
Now, that being said, this fight actually hasn't really truly commenced, especially as Kinger's going to switch and now go back to the Hanzo. So this makes more sense with this composition, right? You're able to put much pressure, more pressure rather on the Reinhardt, especially on the shield break. It's going to be about getting this first pick off. You need to see some shots landed from Shinobu, and that should open things up, though the DMAC going to slow things down a little bit further.
Yeah, quick rotation comes in from Wayne State College, dodges the incoming TNT from Shinobu, dodges a lot of that ult charges available for them in this next fight. Kinga gets an opening. Ginger Hair is down, and they were so close to having that open line. Kinga with a second here. We may not even need this amplification matrix from Chocobun. Has to momentarily dodge back and heal up the rest of the team, but with 3 players down for Wayne State, a little bit of a saunter onto the point here from Johnson and Wales is more than guaranteed to get him the points.
Yeah. While Wayne State College actually played that opening pretty well, now Johnson Wales University's composition makes sense, right? You can set up the Hanzo on an off angle and take much more pressure off Shinobu, right? They don't have to worry about the Matrix and the shield to kind of fire at because half of that's going to be rotated away by the existence of the Hanzo. So you like to see that change. Now, though, this amplification Matrix becomes better on the defense because you're walking into that damage.
Oh, of course, here comes the rush comp again, moving past any and all impediments, including that amplification matrix. So Chocobun on the first to fall here, and it is an old bonanza here as we get the High Noon, we get the Valkyrie, we get the Supercharger, we get the Self-Destruct. The remake finds 2 here for Johnson and Wales University. Wayne State College still in this fight, and we're finding traits here, but Johnson and Wales University come out of this with 3 players left standing.
Power of the Resurrect in the middle of the fight. You're going to see another switch, too, as it's going to be Chintalia going over to the Reinhardt rather than the Risse there. So certainly going to be... goes back to the... that's a bit of a problem, because you're not going to be back into your team. This is a 5v6. This rush composition has to find their opportunity right here, right now.
Dragon might buy them a little bit of time, does momentarily split Wayne State College in 2 here, separates Jip from the rest of the team, but the D-Mech has now come through. The 5-3-4 caught out of that. Oh. See the Shatter, gonna see the Graviton Surge even, and it's just, again, a big commitment of ults here from Wayne State College. They want this point at any and all cost. Moose Milk desperately trying to find the pick onto Rare Soccer, but they do get out here. No, it's not going to be good enough, Rare Soccer. I'm sorry, do get staggered, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to argue that that is too many resources used, because we are now equalized in ult charge as King goes over to the Echo, by which I mean no one has any. So this is going to have to be a fair fight, as they say, and this Matrix needs to be online like ASAP.
Well, Shinobu with the big TNT will get that Bob online. That's going to be a slowdown here from Johnson and Wales. They don't want to poke into that amplification matrix and take the double damage. Instead, they're going to rotate out of it, and they now have the Bob to initiate with from Shinobu.
I mean, now you're looking for a hero play from Ginger Hair or Moose Milk, and I mean, doesn't seem to be coming through.
Okay, slightly weird placement here, but it does give them the flank opportunity with the Bob in play, and will find the kill onto the Haze, but it's traded immediately as Kinga falls here. Chintalian able to get one as well, and it's Ginger Hair with the double so far in favor of Wayne State College as we approach 96% capped here for Wayne State, and they are still finding kills as Chocobun goes down. Chintalian and Shinobu are trying to keep this alive and in contestation, but it's just too little too late. Overtime is ticking down, and there's no Echo in the world fast enough to make that touch.
And I requested a hero play from Ginger Hair, and they obliged in spades. A couple of big final blow pickoffs allowed, just the snowball to go through. And right when you're playing for that overtime sort of period, then it's really going to favor the team that has more players alive. As most fights do. So Wayne State College, they pulled magic out of the hat really in that last fight, especially because they didn't have the advantage in any sort of regard. No ultimates, no real positioning strength either. Obviously, the point should have been contested by the Bob, but it wasn't. So a stroke of fortune there. But ultimately, I think just strong all-around play from Wayne State College to equalize our map here as we move to our third stage. It's going to be rush versus rush, though a big difference is going to be the amount of spam that Wayne State College has versus the more survivability, I would argue, on Johnson and Wales' brawl front.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat tenderizing to be done here by the concussive minds from Ginger Hair on the Junkrat. A couple of those landed in the right place as a guaranteed kill. It's going to be the projected barrier down from Jip and a momentary lack of defensive capabilities. Anti comes in from Chocobun, gets a couple here and momentarily slows them down. But for now, whilst the point isn't yet unlocked, we're happy to see them jockeying for position on the high ground. And Shinobu, back on the Cassidy here, finds the first pick of the exchange. Reloaded and back into the fight, catches Jip back flat-footed, trying to go down that middle tunnel. Will eventually escape. But the numbers here definitely starting to favour Johnson and Wales University. Nice flashbang, can't find the follow-up. Map is now unlocked. We're looking for maybe a last couple of kills here to force Wayne State College back before Johnson and Wales sends more to cap.
That being said, this fight hasn't been that clean, so there is a real recontest available, especially as the Mei finds the freeze and Ginger Hair gets the D-Mech. So this is not out of the woods yet.
Okay, 1 for 1, a lot of punch power down, and Milk almost had that ultimate online. We've seen how effective the Death Blossom can be in this match so far. Nano boost in the shadow, the high note as well. Shinobu forced to pull the pin as the freeze was coming through. Will find the kills. Well, that was 3, count them, 3 ults committed for that fight.
And you know what? If you're Wayne State College, considering that you really only had one true fight go through, I'm okay with that trade. They should be okay with that trade. Yeah, you're up to 30-ish% counting, but look at the check marks comparatively. It's going to be both tank ultimates online. You can use the Graviton in close as long as you dodge this Matrix.
Okay, well, anything you can do, I can do. Better say Wayne State as they start to throw in ultimates of their own. There's the grab. Moose Milk not opting to throw in the Death Blossom just yet. I think the damage has been done here. Maybe they can hold on to this one for the next fight. But in the meantime, Johnson and Wales University are going to try and stagger this out as long as possible. They've hit 53% and counting. They're not likely to get much more here, but it does mean they do have some more time to work with.
A slightly panicked recontest as they press the go button on nearly everything except the Blizzard and the Blossom, which they don't have. They're not going to get the trap either onto Chintalian, so that's going to have to be the reset here. And you'd like to have a Graviton Surge. You should not be really using both tank ultimates at the same time. That being said, if you can hold this choke and just block out the Diva, then this Death Blossom can find a ton of value. Self-destruct in. This is the time for it.
Yeah, you had a 2% margin of error there to stop Ginger Hair getting this ultimate online. Oh, Shatter comes down. Means it's going to be difficult for anybody to really follow up on that Blizzard. Although having said that, everybody gets up from the Shatter much quicker than they do from the Blizzard, and Wayne State College bounce back here and maintain their grasp on the points.
Is it a comedy or a tragedy when you get wall?
Oh no! Another Shatter already. Chocoban down. Ginger Hair having to plug away with the right clicks here. And we've now got the Amplification Matrix online. Chocoban's already down, and what this is doing now is basically saying to Johnson & Wales, no, you ain't coming this way. We're going to catch you in the rotation through this other door. Down here, Wall comes out, separates Steffi, in comes the D-Mech. It's effectively a 5v6. There's a big flashbang landed by Shinobu there, but they can't really do anything with it. Okay, in comes Kinga. It's going to be the Immortality Field down, and that's a big, unusual, but effective combo. Death Blossom finds 2, takes out the Immortality Field. Shinobu gets the cleanup, and 2 DPS ults secure the flip for Johnson and Wales.
There is a certain point where it's just, the concept of momentum, right? The conservation of it. It's hard to stop something that's in motion, so if you just dump enough stuff in, eventually it's going to go through, right? In that case, it was both DPS ultimates, the Nano Boost, and a Self-Destruct. Now, the recontest comes through, but an odd place to take a fight.
Very strange. And a Haze down early, Immortality Field taken out of consideration, but it's main tank for main tank, so level footing so far. Kinga's going to fall down here as well, looking for that headshot connect. Instead, it's Steffi that comes in with the pellet guns and takes out Ginger Hair. 89 and rising now for Johnson and Wales, but Shinobu with no HD to speak of is taken out of the fight as the D-Mech one more time onto Steffi. We're going to see the Graviton Surge out from Jip. We're going to see Chintalin interrupted in the middle of the Shatter, but it is overtime here. They desperately want to hold on to this and try and take this map from Wayne State College. Wayne State College looking good for the flip here. A little bit more time to play with, but crucially, no ultimates here for Johnson and Wales.
Yeah, someone needs to let both these teams know that it's okay not to press Q sometimes. The Shatter was committed from Johnson and Wales Universities. They won't have that for the reset. In fact, they're going to have to pull magic out of this Deadeye as the window kind of slows them down because time is not on their side here in this map.
Oh, needs to be a bit. Oh, it's a big flash. There's no eat there. It was a valiant effort there from Steffi to get rid of that Blizzard. Item's going to come out. We're going to get the Shadow from DeHaze as well. And there's going to be nothing out of that Deadeye this time. Steffi's able to find one here with the Self-Destruct. Ginger Hair able to freeze up Chintalian. See Steffi over the side here, carry over the sound barrier for Whispers. Getting a little bit trady here, and a big anti from Chocoban will momentarily slow the roll here for Wayne State College, but Johnson and Wales need to keep this in contestation. That's a good start. They will find themselves taking both supports off the tip of Wayne State College, and we get the Nano Boost here. We've got Wrecking Ball for Wrecking Ball. It is pandemonium on the point right now. Nano Boost still active here onto Chintalian, swinging away through as the Shatter, ready to go, in a position now to secure the flip for Johnson and Wales, and it's going to be down to the Tracer here to keep this point alive. And in the last possible seconds of the fight, Johnson and Wales come through and take us to 199 on Busan, Submap 3, and go 1-up in the series.
These teams are nothing if not electric, Phil. We got a quick highlight of the game. In the sense that if something's available, use it, right? Give yourself every advantage in a fight. Perhaps Forethought would have been a little bit, ideal, but in regard, it has been, I think, exciting a match to kind of witness in front of us here. And ultimately, and I use that word specifically because ultimates are very much I think, breaking point of where this series is going to kind of go through. The next couple of maps are going to be really interesting. Playing for map position often requires having those resources in play, right? So I think on Control, you can get away with a little bit more loose, a little bit more hectic, a little bit more chaotic style of gameplay. It's going to really be the next couple of maps that are going to be the most interesting to me as we kind of get ready for whatever that may be.
It is, and I think an interesting point of history here is if you look back, particularly for Wayne State College, at the maps where they lost overall, but they did take a map. The map that they took 2 times out of 3 was an escort map. That is going to be our next map. So Wayne State College, currently 1-0 down in the series, about to go into what is arguably their best map type in a losing scenario. Granted, it's not a huge amount of data, but it's shown that playing against teams who are currently higher than them in the standings, they know how to play a how to play a payload map.
Yeah, and that's I think that's something we have to keep an eye out for. In terms of how they approach perhaps certain map objectives, right? Do they, decide to fight on the cart? They decide to fight sort of around it, and the cart side kind of ancillary to that equation. But ultimately, it really is going to come down to sort of that first stage of the map, because if the map kind of gets slowed down there, then there is a chance that you got a full hold coming through, right? That's a possibility, of course. If it gets captured very quickly, though, then perhaps the reverse is true, and you get a massive time bank towards the third phase. So a lot of questions on the line for this early opening. Once we figure out what the map is, just waiting on confirmation for that. But I mean, to the next kind of point we have, Phil, looking back at Busan and kind of taking lessons from that heading forward in the series as sort of casters, analysts, and viewers alike, it has to be that the concept of slowing down does not really exist for these teams, right? They've played fight after fight in incredibly quick fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there are situations where, as we sort of discussed during the map, you want to hold on to your ultimates to sort of preserve your ability to counter incoming ultimates. That's only really a problem when you're playing a team that wants to play with that kind of tempo. When you're both playing like that, it's a level playing field, and it's kind of working out for both of them at different times. Have got confirmation of our next map. I believe we are going to Gibraltar for our escort map today.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting sort of, I think, deviation in terms of style, right? Because Gibraltar plays, I would argue, incredibly, basically the opposite of how Control does, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit more stylized. You have to kind of, because of the high ground, especially on first and second point, there's a lot of deliberate staging that has to occur. And by staging, I mean setting up your player units and then taking space on the map, whether that be dive, using cooldowns to kind of aggress onto the high ground, or if it being a rush composition, trying to get those rotations in so you can get close, or even if you're playing sort of a poke composition, right, where you have to kind of situate so you have crossfires and the like. We'll get a chance to see what these teams elect to play, but in point of fact, no matter which composition they have, it obviously plays very differently to Busan. So that's really first thought on my mind as we load in.
And it does look like we've got the double shield composition here for Johnson and Wales University on the defense. Wayne State, whilst they are still in spawn, currently hovering over a pretty impactful dive composition. Johnson and Wales, I mean, I don't know about this one. How do you keep contesting high? How do you keep presence on the high ground and contest payload with 2 very squishy heroes?
Well, that's what the Tracer's kind of for, because squishy though she may be, it's really a high mobility character. So you're able to kind of dance around, especially with how many health packs are on this first point. You can get a lot of value with the Tracer. So you would expect really Shinobu to be the sort of focus point once it gets to the car wash area of the map. That being said, the early spam coming in, favoring Wayne State pretty substantially at the moment.
Yeah, Ginger Hale mostly quarter of the way to having that ultimate line already compared to Kinga's measly 11% so far, 20 seconds into the map. Payload starting to inch its way through. Big anti comes in from Whispers, but the tanks of Johnson Wales University are able to back their way over. Kinga maybe slightly misjudges the distance on that focusing beam, closes the gap and fires the tri-shot into the haze. Steffi 0534 is going to fall down here and they won't have a res available to them, but this is a pretty solid place to be holding with this comp.
It very much is, and I would like to see I guess they're not going to use the Resurrect on the Sigma, as it's going to be Steph walking back the old-fashioned way. That being said, it's not going to be a Reaper Cassidy online here for the offense, so a lot more damage throughput, though not nearly as mobile as the previous look was.
Yeah, very difficult to dive this position when you haven't got the DPS backup there, short of standing them up ahead of the time or following them up in a taxi. Shinobu has Pulse Bomb ready to go, and we're going to see Moose Milk down early, but it's a trade, looking for a stick on the Pulse Bomb. There it is, and that's going to be Waffle Art down. Whisper's going to throw in that Nana Boost as well. That's going to hit the Diva. Jip currently with a lot more punching power at their disposal, and substantially more HP effectively to deal with. Shinobu trying to get a pincer on here with Chintali, who is at drastically low health. The Haze lands on top of them, but Shinobu gets the follow-up here, right into the flashbang, and Shinobu is down, seeing that payload start to inch its way forward.
Yeah, there is still a recontest available to Johnson and Wales, though they're going to have to approach it from the low ground. You can see Moose Milk actually getting into the high ground now to prevent anyone from kind of taking that space. Though, already forced to Wraith Walk onto the low ground, so not ideal.
Okay, nice big anti-interrupt Shinobu momentarily. We've got the High Noon out from Ginger Hair, and that's Kinga down, Rare Soccer down as well. And we're actually seeing resources committed in a fairly big way here from Wayne State College. Johnson & Wales University, they are losing this fight, but they will come out of that with 4 ultimates, nearly 5 ultimates online. So, you know, from a defensive perspective, that's not too bad, provided they can actually take the position here.
They're going to lose about half of the second phase just by nature of the spawn rate of Gibraltar, and they need to get out of the line of fire. We saw Kinger do just that. You need to stay alive here. Any further deaths means that you're going to lose space, especially if Wayne State College takes control of shit, right? Of sort of that high ground area that they kind of need to, and are actually giving up to Johnson Wales, who have a pretty good position now, despite being late to the party.
Okay, Kinga instrumental in this fight here, secures the D-Mech onto Jip, and we're going to see them come out now with the duplicates, picking up the Winston. What a surprise. Nice, strong, ultimate 1000 HP of primal punching power with the Winston. Swings the fist, looking for the kills. A little bit of an assist there from Chintalian, and this is now a great position to hold from Johnson and Wales.
And I mentioned the fact that having this control of the dropship is so incredibly important. And we can see why, right? Once the Arisa was able to get in close, they weren't able to brawl in tight. And speaking of, it's actually the Diva who's going to get caught out a little bit. Resources forced here on the offensive end of things, as Johnson and Wales are ready to push the issue.
Yeah, and that's a nice early kill. It's going to be Moose Milk down. And with high ground control, and nobody really in a sensible position to contest this, short of diving with tanks into this incredibly anti-dive composition on the high ground, there's not a lot they can do. Here's the starter, though. Over onto the high ground is the self-destruct, and that will find Chocobo. It's going to be down to Raysock to try and equalize that lack of healing output with the rally in play. Shinobu being pressured, dodges out of the way, finds the D-Mech. Will have taken that anti-nade here, but nobody has yet displaced this composition from the high ground. A little bit of cart progress made, but not enough to really make up the difference.
Shinobu has been good all series long, but has been absolutely lights out on the Cassidy. I mean, to quote a certain storied caster, headshot after headshot after headshot, and we can see it. Eliminations pop up in the kill feed as well. And I mean, look how closely they're holding, right? Because they have trust in the damage throughput of their DPS players, and that's giving Johnson Wales so much time taken off the clock here.
See Ginger Hair making the swap onto the Hanzo. A lot of instant kill potential. Great control of angles here from the Hanzo. But it's Kinga that's down first. Care of DeHaze. Oh, unfortunate. Pulls the death closer right into the waiting flashbang of the Cassidy, and it's Steph that finds the kill. Shinobu on a wing and a prayer here. Bounced around by the Primal Rage. Ice in his veins, pulls the trigger and takes the Haze out of the fight. Looking good here for the recon test for Johnson and Wales University. The Supercharger online looking for the cleanup now. Down goes the Anna of Whispers, and the hold continues.
Trust in anything the way Shinobu trusts in Choco Bun to support them through that Deadeye. Unreal. you say ice in his veins. The complete lack of fear, expecting your supports to be there, that level of trust is unbelievable.
Okay, how is Shinobu playing over here and still finding value? Yes, the Rock was required to deal with Moose Milk, but they now have effective control over both of these avenues of ingress on the high ground, and it's only really costing them Shinobu playing at range.
I mean, you're giving the Orisa shield over to it, right? So that's very much a lot of resources, but it's working. And this is, look how aggressively Johnson and Wales are playing. You don't really have much because the space you have to work with is effectively zero.
Okay, give that man the grand prize. That Shinobu with another kill on the board. This time, Waffle are down. We did have the Valkyrie online here. Yep, Rock, that's going out from Steph. Knocks a couple on through their keisters here from Wayne State College. We got 30 seconds on the clock to kill upon, and Johnson and Wales University seem stuck on this point.
I mean, your sort of avenues of work are using the Dragon Strike to open up a, an avenue to walk in, but look at all the survivability that's available. The rally's going to be online in a moment, and Wayne State College are forcing this fight where they're down players.
Yeah, we did actually see the Haze go in there with the nano boost, but had to walk a different route, so couldn't take a lot of the damage boost that you'd normally want from that nano boost to keep themselves in the fight. And so consequently, not a lot of value gained here. Shinobu with 1 kill, that's going to take Moose Milk offline, who did almost have that Dragon Blade. We'll see the Dragon Strike finally get 1 here as Rare goes down, and crucially had the ultimate line, had that rally ready to go. That would be such a difficult thing to push into. Jokobun continues to pedal backwards, throws down the Immortality Field, and still has that Amplification Matrix up for the rest of the team to go into. We will see Chinatalian go down here, but crucially got that Supercharger online. Shinobu lands 2 to round out the map, and that is as far as Wayne State College can make it.
I think we see exactly why Johnson and Wales have taken Escort away in several of the matches they've played, and it's due to, I think, once you get those hit scan players online, specifically Shinobu, you're able to shut down, a lot of the defensive end of things that the offense would like to play through, right? That high ground was contested on both ends of the map. You rarely see that level of control. And more interestingly, I think has been very much a reverse of their first map. Patience and discernment in the committing of resources specifically. So Johnson and Wales really had this map under lock so far. Yeah. Impressive stuff.
It is, but it looks like we're seeing a bit of a change up here from Wayne State College, who were insistent upon running that dive and DPS variants the entire way through that map. They are now opting into the double shield with a very, very anti-dive flavor. We got stuns, we got rocks, we got flashbangs, we got ginger hair with the overload. Like, this is going to be very hard to dive.
We'll see how it kind of opens up, right? It's hard to dive, but once it falls apart hard, right? So
there we go. Sorry, I'm distracted.
It's all good, as they say. As I say, I guess. Looking in, I mean, this first pick, you got the Widow. If you can isolate a single target who's not hiding behind a shield, I mean, that's that moment falling apart that I said. So.
Okay, let's see Shinobu looking for an angle here. Oh, doesn't quite land that one, but now Wayne State College know they've got to be concerned about this one. Nobody can directly challenge Shinobu here just yet. Yes, there's some poke and come away from Ginger Hair and Moose Milk, but they need 1 good shot. That is it. That's all they need.
The card has moved quite significantly and has actually forced Wayne State College off the high ground. Yes, they're going to lose this fight, but the reset's more important here. Wayne State College needs to get back to the high ground because weirdly, the objective is not actually the point of play on this first stage, right? It's gaining control, and once you have that control, the cart will move as a result of it. It's usually why you see teams fight for blue box control, why they used to. See, and as said, look, Johnson and Wales, yeah, they're kind of staging for the high ground here. They don't really want to move the payload. You would expect, I mean, in this composition, it'd probably be Steph who does so, but that leap's going to come in. Bubble, excellent work so far to keep the tank alive.
Yeah, and this is what you want, is to send the Winston in, get as much cleave as you can with the Tesla cannon, and build up that Primal Rage, get the displacement on the way, exactly what's required. Halfway to that already. King is happy to just spam in on the high ground. A little bit worse than Ware for now, but doesn't mind a bit of a jiggle peek here. Out, fire the arrow, out, fire the arrow. You know how this works. Wayne State College are doing a good job of holding up here, but really making much progress in the fight.
And that much damage, Newport actually gets the mana boost online, so they're going to commit it. Look at those low health bars.
Wow. Okay, no connection with the stickies, but Chintalian is in there and causing a whole world of trouble here with the Primal Rage. As taking a lot of damage, though, there is still that amplification matrix in play, and it's an effective backcap coming through. Care of Chintalian juggling Wayne State College in server room.
We have to have a discussion now, right? Was that a C9?
I have lost track of what counts as a C9 anymore, frankly.
I'm of the opinion that was closer to a bat cap than a C9. Even though, I mean, Wayne State did kind of win the fight, though.
They did. They just won it too late. They just won too late.
I'll say bat cap. I'll say bat cap,
okay.
not C9.
That's fair.
Do not reset the counter. We still have
It has been unknown days since the last C9 here. Oh, Shinobu with a big pick. Immortality field down here as well. There's no res available. And that's a massive anti. We're looking for a little bit of follow-up damage there. Oh, picking up the Torb duplicate. 6 people climbing, drops in. Oh, actually gets taken out before the ult can come online. It did just get brought into effect. Ooh. That's a bit of an interesting trade. Heineken comes out, finds Shinobu, the Kinga, and Rare Soccer, and Chocobun are all still getting in on the action. Johnson and Wales University have the numbers in their favour. And so put the high ground there for Rare Soccer. Dropping down to try and keep the tanks alive, but Steffi doesn't get out of the way in time here. But it may not matter here upon Johnson and Wales University are still finding kills. They've got the Dragon clean as you like down the middle here, separating out the team. But now Johnson and Wales have to push into that supercharger, and Shinobu may be finding frags, but Wayne State College have done just enough to mount the hold here.
The big difference there was the fact that both supports were taken out of the fight for Johnson and Wales. And yes, you're pushing into the supercharger, so therefore you're pushing into major damage, which can't get healed up because your supports aren't there. So that was really the turning point of this engagement. Now both teams are going to go to the full reset, high ground control across the bridge by Wayne State College. And time is remarkably low, all things considered. Only 2:30 left, as Johnson and Wales need a firm push, which they're hoping this Graviton is going to find.
Self-destruct. Chintalian actually made the swap here onto the Diva, an unusual tank line. And we're going to see Steffi taken down, and it's 2 with a remake kill here from Chintalian. Yes, it's a meme that it's in the game, but when it secures you a fight win like that, you cannot argue that it's not great to have that on the field.
And now Johnson and Wales are a 1 map away from closing out this first to 3, Phil. Oh, please tell me this is the final play. Please.
It's got to be. It's
got to be. It has to be, surely.
Like, it happens. I actually didn't even really clock that this swap had been made by Chintalian until we had this online already. Like, I was sort of, oh yeah, they're on the main tank. They're on the main tank. Oh, purposeful as well. Dropped down specifically for it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Well, you don't love to see it. If you're Chintalian,
it's funny to see it.
And if you're Johnson and Wales, then yes, you absolutely love to see it. For everyone else, yeah, it's mostly amusing. For Wayne State, it's, disappointing. I think that map was, different shades for different points of view, I suppose. Here's the thing. Escort was really favored to Johnson, to our squad in red throughout this, because they've kind of taken it throughout, their previous matches for the most part. Pretty high win rate. I think across their entire, they have something like a 80% win rate on Escort type. Only lost it a handful of times. So, yeah, that was not ideal for them. And now we have a case of map 1 was close, map 2 wasn't. Map 3, this has to kind of be the flip the story. Either this is going to be, in Wayne State's favor, or they just straight up lose the series. And with this being their map pick, you can't have that kind of coming through.
No, and it's, if you look at the results just from Control, right, it was 199, 67, 100, 199 in favor of JW in that first round. Very, very close. Like, you don't often get Control series that go to 3 that are blowouts, because that's just not how the metric works. This second map, Gibraltar, however, is a point B stall out for Wayne State. And you've kind of got to start giving this over to JW as the stronger appearing team here. And yes, we've got that weight of history that, like, looking at their record so far, it's been the Escort map that has been their best map type so far.
Yeah.
But if they can manage anything like that level of control as we move over onto Assault, then yeah, this is absolutely theirs for the taking.
I think one thing we can also address is what Wayne State College's strengths are, because on the rush composition have looked competitive and have even looked better, I would argue, in certain scenarios than their opposition. Once you step away from that composition, though, there's a little bit more questions thrown up, and I think they haven't been answered successfully, or for my taste, particularly well either. The approach has looked haphazard from Wayne State College on the dive composition, on sort of that poke style with the shielding. That's what I'm kind of looking for. If you can get to a map where it fits to your strength and kind of play up the rush composition, which you've looked good, I would argue great on. The May look was a particular breath of fresh air, even though they ended up losing that round. That, I think, speaks to me a little bit better in Wayne State College's favor.
And I think there's an element here on, particularly on the defense, of going, okay, well, look, they ran a dive comp and they ran it very effectively. So we'll just stack the deck in our favor, right? We'll pick out all of these stuns, the overload from the Torbjorn that makes them very hard to dive, and like that'll just mean that their composition doesn't work. And ultimately, that line of thought has not worked out so far for Wayne State, right? Because what we're seeing is just a difference in ability to implement this. I would almost want to see like that mirror matchup. Like, okay, so your attempt to derive a counter comp hasn't worked. Can you just outplay these guys? Can you pick up what they're putting down and throw it back at them?
Yeah, to sort of further enumerate that point, I think that the idea of a counter comp isn't in and of itself the wrong one, right? And I think, and you could definitely see where the idea has kind of stemmed from. However, you can't just pick a counter comp and expect it to work, right?
No.
You have to know how your position kind of works through and what you're kind of stepping up for. So I think in that sense, yeah, they picked the right characters. I don't know that they played the composition correctly. A great example of that is on that first point where they staged up outside of server and really weren't able to contest the cart in any meaningful way. So it's again, and at the risk of sounding hypercritical to Wayne State College, and I definitely don't mean that. I think in this particular instance, their strengths, that idea of go is better for them than sort of these wait and kind of hold out, for the opposing team to come to them. So that's what we're looking for in the next map.
Okay, well, speaking of next map, we were having a little bit of discussion before the broadcast started about favourite maps in each category, and you'll be pleased to know, Lafon, we're going to your pick here for best assault map. It's Volskaya to potentially round out this series.
It's like the best way to cook Brussels sprouts.
Look, as someone who is a fan of Brussels sprouts, right, I think they are much maligned, and arguably the same of 2CP maps, right? They get a lot of flack in the community because they are the drawable map type. They can be very frustrating to play. Like the snowball potential is still there despite all the changes. But it's where you do see some of the very best, the highest level Overwatch played. I think we probably will be the worse off for having lost it when we do eventually lose it. You having to think about that one, Hurlafon?
I do have to think about it. I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
And well, I should, because we're in map already. Johnson and Wales continue to be on the defense here, so they will continue to be in blue. Wayne State playing a variation of the rush. They have a Sigma in play instead of the more consistent Diva, so definitely going to be an idea here. The shield allows you to stage a little bit further forward, right? So you can protect on the rotation, so there's that. This halt, barely does not find value. And Johnson and Wales have, they have really been stymied in their efforts to delay Wayne State's rotation.
The problem is they still have control of the high ground here, and Wayne State College need to close a lot of distance or give up the low ground here. They are attempting to run this modified rush over at Johnson and Wales University's bunker, and they may just be rewarded with the high ground. However, we've now got the threat of the 7th man on the field. Wow, okay, DeHaze closing the distance, finds a pick on 2. I think you've got to call that done and dusted here for Johnson and Wales. Okay, we're still throwing stuff at this. Shinobu's going to throw in the bomb just to keep this contested a little while longer. Rest of the BG does not quite keep themselves in this fight, and that's got to be the cap here. I can't see us managing a contest from Johnson and Wales.
There almost felt like an air of inevitability about that, right? Like a deadline staring you down. They just walked up to Johnson and Wales at Wayne State College and took them out. And Johnson and Wales just looked at them and was like, uh-oh. And now they're
I
on
didn't realize
point
they
B.
could walk. And actually, I like this adaptation of like the Reinhardt allows you to do that. It's not the problem that you have with the Orisa where you peep and creep. Oh, okay, early engages. Waffle Art out with the amplification matrix, securing a pick already. JAP able to find Kinga, but they're going to lose Ginger Hair here as well. Seeing resources committed with the immortality field taken off the table. Kinga's going to come back in on the Doomfist, but Chintalion is down. Rez back in by Rez like a BG who now has the Valkyrie and ready to go. It's a charge from DeHaze, won't connect. Seeing one tick gain now already, and a shadow on the cards here for DeHaze. Takes way too much damage, and it's going to be the supercharger that is the nail in the coffin here for this push by Wayne State College. But this is a lot of progress. They are barely 2 minutes into the map, and they've already got one tick on B.
I really do like this adaptation from Wayne State College. Yes, they lost the fight. Sure, it was not the prettiest thing they could have done, but I like the fact they're going back to the strengths that we kind of touched on in the sort of intermission, right? They're playing that rush composition. They opened up with the pick. And these are things that you like to see. And, I mean, here's the thing. Only the immortality stands between Johnson, Wales, and Disaster if this Gravitic Flux can sort of coalesce on multiple members. And that's something you really do love to see. I will say, though, that can easily be traded out, especially with a combo of the Dragon Strike on the reverse side.
Here it comes. It's not going to find any picks. Just momentarily split the team. Leaves 2 on the low ground, while the rest of Wayne State go back onto the high ground. Looking for a big rock connect here from Steph, but it's a nimble mid-air dodge here by Jip that allows that ultimate to connect. Shatter down now as well. Schnob was able to take Moose Milk off the table. Rare Soccer BG deals with the Reinhardt 2. See the Gravitic Flux out from Steph coming through. And honestly, a heck of a play here from Rare Soccer BG with kill after kill after kill. We will have the amplification matrix committed by Chocobun, and given how many players were left here from Wayne State College, I don't know if that was worth it.
Shades of that first map coming to play there, right? But ultimately they do get the stop onto the objective, denying that push. And Wayne State College, I think, you know, I said they needed to be a little bit more aggressive. Now they just need to temper that aggression with the better part of a little, just, you know, understanding of when to take fights. Good pick off by Shinobi there. Going to delay things even further. Wayne State College need to not push beyond sort of the threshold of their shield, so they don't get cut out with headshots such as Shinobu is provided. And I mean, these pickoffs are big because even without resources, they just stop pushes in their tracks, especially on Assault, where you need all 6 players alive.
Now back up to a full 6. Well, Moose Milk takes a bit of a dink on the way through, but they've got a big, powerful combo here. They will... Oh, Shinobu down. Now they've got to deal with both the Blizzard and the Death Blossom here. We're going to see 2 down. Already Rare Stalker will close in with that Transcendence. But now that that is gone and Rare Soccer is nowhere to be found, nothing to stop Moose Milk here, and we see them finally start to get a little more progress on B. There it is, 2 minutes 29 in the bank from Wayne State College.
Very respectable. Very, very respectable.
A nice dragon, just, you know, a few seconds too late, right?
I feel like Wayne State College jumped into that. There was some deliberate movement from the players on the red team there.
Now it's about sending a message, it's just that sometimes the message is strange and confusing.
Now, I mean, again, Wayne State College, good adaptation. Good adaptation from them here in this 3rd map. Again, the map that they need to win to keep this series alive. As 2.5 minutes. Phil, you know, we talk a lot about what time bank means on Assault, right? The better time you have, the better. But you know, I say that facetiously. It's true that having more time is kind of relevant. I think it's also critical that you don't have an odd amount of time, because, like, I would argue that, like, a minute 40 or a minute 50, well, a good amount of time. Oh, hello.
I'm glad that's not just me that's seeing that.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I think that was just particularly vibrant. It caught me off guard. Back to my original train of thought. The fact that they're able to finish with 2.5 minutes means that they're going to have assuming that Johnson Wales gets the full cap through, they're going to have significant attempts on their re-attack of A, you know, on extra innings. So the fact that we're able to close out that quickly on their second real fight on the point speaks volumes for them later in this map.
Okay, well, it's the double shield for Wayne State College on the defense. And again, very anti-dive composition, but they're not going to be dealing with the dive here. Johnson Wales University coming in with a, I guess you would almost call this a pick comp with the Hanzo and the Echo in play here, who takes a lot of damage on the way through. Shinobu up onto the high ground momentarily, looking for picks, looking for a random stray arrow to find a kill, but there is a lot of HP for the shield in between those arrows and a pick.
Kanger is not going to get a ton of value in this particular regard. There's no pocket for the Echo, so you can't play nearly as aggressively, and the spam is just not as good as a hit scan, which, there it is. Kanger going to switch over to the Cassidy. This makes more sense, right? Before it was a composition that didn't have really a win condition, didn't really have an identity, if you will. Now they actually have something to play for. You can see this rotation from Johnson Wales trying to do the same thing that Wayne State College did on their attack, but significantly less successful, as you see Johnson Wales forced to give up space instead.
Wow, okay, that's how you turn things around though. It's Rare Soccer with 3 on the displacement with the boot kill. You can have the best composition in the world here for Wayne State College if you stand so close to the edge that you can find that value from Johnson and Wales. Well, why even bother turning up?
Oh. let's let the point play out.
Yeah.
There's no analysis there. I mean, stand close to the edge. Lucio says thank you.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be point A. I mean, counterpoint, not a lot generated because of who's really opened that up. Wayne State College now have, I would argue, the advantage defensively. As really only the Dragon Strike to kind of separate players. And the Earth Shatter, if you can walk past the Orisa Shield, though, easier said than done with how much damage Wayne State College has on the kind of front end of things.
Yeah, plus we will have the Amplification Matrix ready from Waffle Arts. Going to be up on the high ground. Oh, see the Dragon coming through, and it means that actually not that easy to get damage through, as they have to avoid that. Waffle Art forced now to commit that Immortality Field. Shattered, and Shintalian wants to close the distance, but didn't have the HP. Still 2 kills on the board here for Johnson Wales University. And flushing out resources now from Wayne State. That's the Molten Core and the Supercharger committed, so they've won the fight, but to sound overly dramatic here, at what cost?
In defense of the Orisa, who actually just goes down as I speak it. But in defense, that Supercharger is what really prevents the Shatter from finding value, right? Because we said, yes, you can try and walk past the shield, but the damage throughput that's there is really going to mean that it's going to be a very tough ask to actually follow up on it. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. The Molten Core, that one is a little less defensible, but, you know, they still have the Gravitic Flux to slow things down. I will say Rare Soccer, due to the fact that they were able to kind of get those eliminations off the side of the map, has the sound barrier, which can defend against it quite successfully.
All right, we're looking for a big push here from Johnson Wales with 2 ults on the board. Ooh, that might be a little bit wide there. No, just enough to save people from the Gravitic Flux. It means Johnson Wales University can now proceed unimpeded at point. Turret and Immortality Field down. Kingo's in the gap. Head to toe with the Orisa. Takes a lot of damage away and, in fact, gets punished for it. Wayne State College receive that aggression. They back away. They wait for the cooldowns to come back and they move back in again. This has been 2 minutes knocked off the clock now by Wayne State College.
Credit to Wayne State College for taking that fight, but Johnson and Wales, it almost felt like they didn't believe in themselves in that fight, right? Look at the ultimates they walk away from that engagement with. The same ones they kind of entered, right? So it very much felt like that was a fight they didn't believe they were going to win, and so didn't commit to it. Now, I mean, yes, they're going to have that engagement now where they have, you know, resources available. Wayne State are still building up to them. I mean, the rally's going to be online here, so too is the Amplification Matrix, but certainly an interesting showing. That window missed.
Yeah, that's what we in the industry call a bit of an oopsie daisy on that one. Sound barrier here. May have missed a couple of members here. Didn't get Kinga. Going to see the High Noon come through, and 2 kills coming through. And the Dragon for good measure. That's going to find Whispers. And Ginger Hazer is down. Oh, it's 2 here from the Death Blossom from Moose Milk. But a big point presence now. We're going to see at least 1 tick gains. And, look at some Rare Soccer. Just trying to stop people keeping the contest going. That's half already gained. And I believe we've had a DC in the middle of a team fight. This is disastrous for Johnson Wales University.
That being said, I mean, with Shinobu going down, right, there is still an avenue back for Wayne State College to enter into the map as we kind of wait for the players to get through. Take a breath now. You know, it's been a hectic match. I got to ask you a question that's been on my, I'm sure a lot of people's minds since this game has started.
By all means, go for it.
Do the animals come up through your window and like say hello?
Oh no, there's glass here. It's fine. They come up to the window, but they can't come any closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
A charming life you lead, Phil.
Yeah, charmed. Some have said rather than charming, but yes, it's nice marching to the beat of your own drum.
I have the industrial. Well, not industrial. I guess
it
it's
looks
downtown.
Nice. It's clean.
It is clean. I would love to go to Busan.
Oh yeah,
like actual Korea. Like I would love to go. Mm-hmm. It's a good time.
Yeah, just got to keep climbing that Overwatch casting ladder until somebody asks you to come and cast in Korea. It's got to be any day now.
That'd be a dream.
We've been doing it for long enough now, LaFon, that surely somebody wants to pay for us to go to Korea.
I mean, in all fairness, there is a couple of things standing between me and going to Korea at the moment.
Yeah, fair.
Small things that I'm sure none of you have heard of. It's
Backstreet Boys World Tour. Yeah.
That would also be pretty fun, though.
Oh yeah, agreed. We are still waiting on an update here as to why we've lost. Okay, yeah, we could confirm that is a disconnect. We are just waiting to get our missing player back into the lobby, which is why things may have taken a slightly less analytical turn here in the downtime.
the analysis will be in game. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Absolutely. In the middle of the break, though, we can take a breath. The teams don't let us, so we can take a moment to kind of appreciate the beauties of what's kind of going on. And I honestly, I actually just wanted to ask about the nice farm
about the horses
in your the field in the back there.
Yeah,
it's once upon a time. Actually, that was my actual window where the kitchen where I used to do my homework when I was younger. Our horses would sort of stand up in the window, and during the summer months, would leave the window open. Usually not a great idea, flies being what they are in the countryside. But they would come up and we'd like feed them like kitchen scraps, like like apple cores and such.
Yeah.
It was.
It's much better than owning a lawnmower, I find.
Because, I don't know about that one.
Well, because I don't have to do any like pushing of the lawnmower. I can just let the horse. There you go. The grass, just take it down. And
horses are very expensive, though. Very expensive.
They are. So I come, if you can't tell, from a horse-owning family, and we are ready to go back into the game.
Yeah.
So here we go with that one.
You know what's the underrated one? The goats.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, we are still in this fight, despite Rare Soccer not really being in it. And that's just going to be a bit of a trickle-down time here for Wayne State College. Johnson & Wales University now guaranteed a lower time bank than Wayne State.
Yeah. The unfortunate case there is that multiple players gone, and the respawns for Assault being what they are, that fight was always going to go to Wayne State College, especially with the brilliant pick-off onto Shinobu, who was really the focus point of the damage through. But you can see now Johnson & Wales resetting, and they have a window of opportunity, a much bigger one now. Big headshot from Shinobu.
Okay, it was down to Jip to try and equalize this. That's only going to catch Jintalion, who will survive through that, able to back into the small room. Looking to try and rotate and find the rest of the team and get some healing back here. Crucially, has the Shatter online, but is a long way from the team. Has to make a long rotation and gets caught out here by the Junkrat of Gingerhead. This is almost certainly... Oh, okay, I was going to say that's almost certainly done, but now both tanks taken offline here by the self-destructs. King is going to go down here as well, and another great start to a fight here for Johnson & Wales University, but just not quite able to drag it the distance. Shinobu's still in this, finding picks, but there's just not the point presence here for them. Bit of a miss on the Immortality field, deep into the distance. Rare Soccer's able to find one here. The demon comes through onto Steffi, but again, there's just too much going on here on the point for Wayne State College. We keep seeing kills come through for Johnson & Wales, but the respawns are so good for Wayne State College that this is unlikely to go much further without a full big investment of ultimates from Wayne State College. There's the Shadow. It's going to put Jib and Whispers on the ground, interrupts the Coalescence, which is a big opportunity here. But now it is the Amplification Matrix is turned to shine. We get the Blizzard in over the top, and we are down at the 37-second mark here. LaFon, Johnson & Wales University scrabbling for purchase on point B.
And I mean, this was 30 seconds ago is when Johnson & Wales had to make a decision. Do they keep fighting, or do they try and push through? They chose to try and push through, and now it's a staggered fight. It's still possible, especially with Shinobu putting up big numbers here, but the Immortality field rather going to deny those kills to be coming through from the Dragon Strength.
I think if this is a cap, it's going to be a cap in overtime, if at all. Tie around the side, and you need time in the bank here, otherwise you are playing for the draw. Finger down, Rare Soccer with yet another kill here with the move into the Cold Waters, and Johnson & Wales coming up big in the kill feed, but it might just be too little, too late. Shinobu needs a miracle to come through here, won't land the arrow onto the Tracer, instead backs away, abandons the point, and now has to play right up in the hitbox of DeHaze, who takes Rare Soccer out of the fight here. Shinobu down at 8 HP, always a difficult draw to take. Gingerhead coming out Victor on that one. Steffi with the swing to win, not going to work out this time. It's looking like 58% and done here on B for Johnson & Wales University, with Wayne State coming out on top and putting their first point on the board.
Very, very close round, though. Johnson & Wales just could not quite get a true 6v6 where they were able to get the eliminations. Right. It was always traded out, and Shinobu will get the highlight, sure. But
arguably, I think they're for Rare Soccer.
Yeah, it's certainly definitely multiple highlights there. You could see even as these eliminations come in from Shinobu, which fantastic play, to them, but not the critical mass required on Assault. And we talked to the top. Why is Assault so much maligned? And that's one of the reasons. On that second point, if you don't have ultimate advantage and you also lose players, midway through the fight, the likelihood of closing out that round, trends downwards. And there was that little bit of an asterisk on that one push where Rare Soccer, I believe, got DC'd, but ultimately just well played across the board by Wayne State on that second point, on that B objective, where even as they were losing, the first part of the fight took out one with them. And sure, Shinobu got the first pick off onto the May, for example, but quickly returned onto the Baptiste being taken out of the equation. So, as I said, with Assault requiring that critical mass, then when it's part of that's taken away, you make your chances of winning or sort of defending go that much higher.
Yeah, it's a case of it needing to be clean in a couple of different ways here. You need a clean team wipe, otherwise people will just stagger back onto the point repeatedly. And unfortunately, that means you're not going to cap that point. 3 maps into the series. It's a bit of a long haul on this one. What we're going to do here, LaFon, is we're going to throw to a quick break to give our teams a chance to flex their wrists and get a drink. When they're ready to go into the next map, we'll be right back with you for more ECAC esports action.
I can't fool. Try and tell me what I can't do. I want to see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides. Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, a little bit longer away from Destin we really wanted there, but we are now lined up and ready for the next map. We are, of course, going into our hybrid map. Still technically at match point here, as Johnson Wales University are 2-1 over Wayne State. And, well, surprise, surprise, Lafon, we're off to Kings Row for our hybrid map.
Yeah, I one of these days, something I want to do is like ask people to guess, you know, what the map's going to be, right? Because there's only so many options, so eventually you're going to get them right. But
yeah,
I'll always say something like that. It's like you pick, guess which map. Your first 2 guesses don't count, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because then I would always win when people go to King's Row. Because they'll guess King's Row, and then I'll be like, no, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So perfect, foolproof plan. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Literally cannot find any flaws in that. So congratulations on a plan well executed. In terms of let's drag this back game-wise wise for just a little bit here, Lafon.
Yeah.
Given what we've seen from our team so far today, what do you think is the flavour of the day here for Kings Row? We can actually now look at the defense as well with some additional context.
My favorite part about delaying for when we get into map is that I get to sound like an absolute genius because I get to see the compositions. No, but if I had to guess, I mean, like, even though we see the compositions that are here, I'm surprised we're not actually seeing true rush considering how good I think especially Wayne State College was at it. The fact that we're seeing this like weird hybrid spam composition more than anything is the more surprising aspect to me. So despite getting the advantage of knowing the rosters and their selections, I'm somehow more confused than I was before. It's not that, I think especially considering how their strengths. That being said, Johnson and Wales University opening up with, for the first time on the offense actually, as Shinobu.
Oh, it's the top hat.
It's a teleport to Mondada. Yep.
Okay, right. Well, up we go. But
he's delayed. Oh, no.
Yeah, and it seems like Chintalian maybe didn't get the message there, went onto the low ground, but successfully up there, care of the Sigma Shield. But crucially, Wayne State College have made themselves scarce. Going to see one tick give it up for free here, just out of fear of Shinobu, who, as far as I can tell, hasn't landed a shot yet at only 7% ult charge. And just the threat of the Bastion is winning this fight out for Johnson and Wales University. And now they've made their way back onto the point. And it's clean up for Shinobu on the Bastion. There's the double. A quick flick over to the right to look for whoever's left. And, well, when it works, it works.
Yeah. Here's the thing about this composition. This sort of cheese strat that comes in as Wayne State gets hunted down now here for the final eliminations for the Staggers. It's that there is a small window where you actually have to reset, like you have to pull behind Hotel, as we saw, and these are just cleanup kills coming in for Johnson and Wales. But then you have to find just the right moment where the cooldowns kind of expire for the Bastion's team, and then jump on that opportunity. Wayne State College do the first part, they just forgot to do the second, and so it goes over to Johnson and Wales, who now have a pretty hefty time bank. That being said, they actually haven't found a lot of eliminations, and now Shinobu is not in the best position with this Bastion setup specifically. So, opportunity for Wayne State.
Okay, yeah, this is it. Ooh, okay. Moose Milk with the 4K, rack it up, that's play of the game right there. I do think we've got to see the swap here from Shinobu. Pretty much impossible to get that Bastion on the cart or in a meaningful position. Actually, they do have the TP, Lafon.
They do have the TP, and they do have the ultimate online or they will, the configuration tank in a moment. That being said, I still don't think this is the most ideal of compositions to try and reset on the objective. Still, the combination of the Gravitic Flux is available, and it's going to be used early.
Okay, that's the TP up. Shinobu can't quite get through it in time. Heals their way through it. The first player to fall is Kinga. So the 5v6, Johnson Wales University have now thrown 2 ultimates, 3 ultimates at this fight and haven't really found the purchase they might have wanted with this one. Shinobu's still within chunking down distance here. Ginger Hair gets chased down by Rare Soccer, who's really been making the name for themselves as a player in this match.
It's not done yet, though, as it's still pressing forward. Johnson and Wales, they get some space. They have the Photon Barrier, too, actually, so they should be able to close out this fight.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be done here, even without Kinga technically in the fight. That can be added in from spawn. That's one of the problems you've got here with the pure burst damage potential that Wayne State College have at their beck and call. Moose Mick falls again to Rare Soccer here, but I believe the Riptire is still in play.
No, that was an ambitious one directly on the card. So before it fully activated,
okay,
Moose Milk was eliminated. It literally in the sight of 4 people already looking at the Junkrat player. That being said, I mean, hey, Johnson and Wales are able to retake. It was close. The resurrect from Rare Soccer onto the main tank of Chintalian was a big part as to why that was able to flip over, because then you had the double shield holding forward. And now, I mean, the cart is back in control of the Bastion, so you're able to just keep pushing forward.
Oh no, that's a little scary. That's the Bastion up behind the point of aggression here. We'll find 1 kill, but it's a 1-for-1, 2-for-1 trade now in favor of Wayne State College. But we still have Shinobu up here. The problem is, right now, no one's pushing the cart, so you can be up there all you want. You're still not making cart progress, Johnson Wales.
Yeah, this is a bit of a stalemate. The other thing, too, is it's the main tank of Reinhardt up there with them. Wayne State College making the smart decision of just not being in line of sight of the Bastion, therefore making them completely useless.
Oh, a brave effort there from Moose Milk, but the TP very clearly, very clearly telegraphed there, and Shinobu chases them out. And now the cart is actually moving. Is the configuration tank? It's the drop down. We get the shatter. We get the immortality field offline. Looking for the DMAC onto the Diva. Moose Milks is gonna find one here, but falls to Chintalian, and this is quite the time bank for Johnson Wales University. Shinobu at the back here, safe as houses, nobody touching that Bastion, and that's 3 minutes, 27 seconds to complete the left in the time bank at the end of the map.
Remarkable showing there, I think, from Johnson and Wales, in the sense that they wait long enough that Wayne State College actually gets impatient and tries to push, tries to sort of force the issue. We talked about how the Bastion was kind of useless up top on that high ground without anyone in their line of sight. But the win condition that Wayne State College really had to do was have their Diva play in the Mega Health Pack room with the first window, so that they're able to contest the cart without being damaged by the Bastion. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. They step into trying to, dislodge the Bastion from the high ground and get a little antsy, right? The Bastion preys on it. Shinobu did a great job of just outweighting Wayne State College. Sometimes your biggest enemy is not your opponent, but instead yourself. I think Wayne State College found that out the hard way.
It's a little bit like the threat of an ultimate is sometimes as powerful as the value of the ultimate itself. It dictates what you can and can't do whilst you know it's on board. And kind of the same here for the Bastion in that high ground position. You saw Wayne State College effectively hiding, not contesting the cart because they knew they couldn't without taking a world of damage. So I do think that was actually very, very clever from Johnson Wales University, even if it maybe wasn't how they intended to run that strat.
Now they're going to go to the Pharah, which they, sort of postured up on their first run before switching to the Bastion. So there isn't actually a true response to it either on Wayne State College's side. Sure, they have the advantage of being the attacking team, so they're able to switch quicker, but look how much damage Shinobu is putting through in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the values of the Pharah, particularly when you're playing into something like a rush comp, is each one of these rockets tends to connect with a handful of people, so you get this all online very quickly. That's a DMAC for an immortality field for a Reinhardt with the Haze now out of the fight. And, it's a shooting gallery for Shinobu here, isn't it? There's not much that Ginger Hair can do. You need to be so accurate with those icicles to actually find the value here. And goodbye, Ginger Hair. However, in the confusion, Moose Milk has found 2 kills here. So a momentary window for Wayne State.
One of them is going to be resurrected back as Shinobu gets the elimination too. So I think that window kind of evaporated as well. Still, that being said, Wayne State's going to make the switch over to the hit scan here for Ginger Hair without a pocket though, which Shinobu does have. So
there's the shatter. Not much out of that one, unfortunately. Shinobu now hiding behind the Mondada statue. Useful angle to have here. Being forced to behave a little bit by Ginger Hair. Conk Mine out. And can't get out of the way of the additional damage coming in through that from Ginger Hair and falls. But the res comes through, and that's crucial because Shinobu does have this ultimate online still. In a little bit of trouble. Not quite at full health, but the rest of the team have rallied, and Wayne State College are once more forced off the high ground.
Moose Milk is just in a precarious position. Yeah, there's nothing you can do there. You're caught out without your team. You can't even teleport through when you're half HP. Ginger Hair does get the elimination onto Shinobu, but we saw how difficult it was, right? Took 4 shots, all of which connected, by the way, to finally put down Shinobu. And while that's happening, your team is just getting taken apart. So definitely a struggle for the hit scan that I can totally identify with. Wayne State College do have the self-destruct, do have the barrage, or sorry, the Death Blossom.
Okay, sadly nothing out of that self-destruct with Moose Milk. Having cornered Gintalian with the self-destruct will fall. Another self-destruct. Out comes the barrage. Only going to find one before Ginger Hair takes them out of the fight. Moose Milk pulls the pin on the Death Blossom, and that is it. But this has been a much slower cap here for Wayne State than it was for Johnson and Wales. That's 2 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock by the time the cap comes through.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Respectable, but not ideal, I think is how you would approach this.
It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So Wayne State College also don't actually spend all that much. It's in fact Johnson Wales who dumped more resources into it. As Moose Milk gets to switch over, so it's double hit scan. And now, if you're Shinobu, you really should consider switching to a different character. as the choke point has kind of been stalled out a little bit as Johnson Wales have walked back in.
Yeah, ideally you want to be holding right up at that choke, but they've not been given that option. We'll see the Shadow come through, momentarily interrupt the bomb, and there's a lot of damage coming through on the back end of that. However, Wayne State College start to rally here. They take the Reinhardt, they take the Farah off the table. Bob will find the D-Mech here. Jip's able to take Rapid Soccer out of the fight, and whilst Johnson and Wales did find a little bit of value on the back of ultimates there from Chintalian, ultimately it's not amounted to much more than another 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that's going to be... Oh, DeHaze, look at that health bar.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh, what was that? I think it was Kinger coming in with a flashbang right click, perhaps, before getting out of the way. Still, I mean, the card's going to slowly move forward. You've got the window, or amplification matrix, pardon me. You've got the shatter. Both of those can really end a fight.
Okay, Shadow, and we also get the sound barrier over the top. There's Shinobu, but that's all going to go into the defense matrix, and Jip gets up close and personal to take Shinobu out of the fight here. So only a small amount of time gained here for Johnson and Wales University on the defense. A very quick B for Wayne State College.
Yeah, that was a big shatter from DeHaze 0-1, right? It laid pretty much everyone on the ground out. Only the Farah not caught in, and then even as Shinobu tried to get the reset, the Matrix was there from the off-tank to shut out any damage throughput. And that really heralds the switch over to the Hanzo, which makes much more sense, especially against the double hit scan. That being said, Wayne State actually win with just Sound Barrier and the Shatter, so
yeah,
still tools to work with here are the window, the Tactical Visor, or affectionately called the Tactical Window when comboed together.
Okay, it's going to be Kinga looking to get something done here with the High Noon. Lands the flashbang, fans the hammer. Doesn't find the kill, but that's a lot of HP on the Diva. And the dive comes through. Kinga in a lot of trouble here. The Haze swings through. It's going to be Whispers that finds the kill eventually onto Kinga. And so whilst it may be a smaller time bank overall here for Wayne State College, they do have the numbers in their favor. However, Johnson and Wales University, the DPS are on the card, keeping this scored out a little while longer. But what that guarantees is that this next fight is going to be a trickle fight, stagger after stagger after stagger, and Kinga down in the middle of the High Noon. Shinobu will be coming back into this with an ultimate soon. We see the Shadow come through, and he puts Chintalian on the ground. Self-destruct out from Steffi. Finds 3. This could be the difference maker for Johnson Wales University. We are so close to the cap here for Wayne State College. Regardless of what happens here, they are coming in with a smaller time bank. Big immortality field momentarily saves DeHaze, and we just get Waffle Art trying to keep this alive that little bit longer. That's going to be it. Oh, maybe a little bit of a mistake there, committing that nano boost at the end of the fight, but the hold is mounted here for Johnson and Wales.
Yeah, Chocobun's going to want that one back, but it was actually Rare Soccer with the hero play. The self-destruct gets 3, not without the assist of the Soundwave, it doesn't, and it was, in fact, the Lucio player who comes in big to section off players to get into the line of sight. Now, I mean, you're still 2 minutes away. Engage with the self-destruct in the backline.
Oh, and it's a big one. That's 2 down. It's the Lucio. It's the Reinhardt. It's the core. It's the beating heart of the lineup that gets taken out of it. Johnson and Wales University do find a couple of picks. Ultimately, that's not going to be enough. There's the cap. And now we get another round through King's Row.
Here's where that time bank comes into play, right? Having that advantage means that Wayne State College goes back to the attack, and we saw how long it took them to take it the first time around. So a minute 47 may end up not being enough.
No.
For them this section. As you said, 2.5 minutes it took them the last time they got through. And now Johnson and Wales have to defend for less than that. So certainly the favor is in Johnson and Wales' court. I will say, though, right, once you get underway, if you can unlock that first objective and win one overtime fight, all of a sudden, then it starts to fall back in your favor, because one overtime fight lost means an entire objective gone. You only get 1 fight per objective with those overtime spawns in play. So for Wayne State College, if you can get this first objective, get those overtime fights and win them, then you can start to snowball to complete 2, even 3 more phases of King's Row. So this is going to be a critical first fight here to really set up the end of this King's Row.
We are still staring down the barrel here of Johnson and Wales University taking away a 3-1 victory here. If they can mount the type of hold we've just described, odds are currently in their favor. Wayne State College have a lot of heavy lifting to do to make sure they get another shot at this. Wayne State College coming out now with the rush composition again, this time with the Ash and the Reaper out the gates.
Looking for that first pick, looking to get in close.
Oh. That's Man, Rare Soccer has been such an impressive play today, finding huge picks, opening plays all game long. That's going to slow things.
Will say, look at the difference between Waffle Art and Choco Bun in the ult percentage game.
Yeah.
94% to shy of 40. So that's a big window of opportunity, pun absolutely intended.
Okay. Amplification Matrix out is down. Early care of Kinga. But that's going to be a big pick care of the Amplification Matrix. Chocobun down, nowhere near that ultimate, and a big opening now for Wednesday College. Chintalian with the shadow boom jump onto the high ground, still lands a fatty! Looking to find a few more kills on the back of that one. Johnson and Wales. That's a clutch play from Chintalian.
Rare Soccer, I believe the term they use is in rare form today on the Lucio. That is some spectacular play to set things up, and now last fight. It's a staggered one, though, as the attacking team is closer.
Okay, that's one kill for the equalizer there with the High Noon, the Dragon out as well. I believe the Immortality Field did a lot to blunt the impact of that one. Seeing Shinobu make the rotation here. Looking to land a flashbang, trying to take a support off the cards here. Needs to be careful, of course. Both of those supports able to give as well as they receive. Moose Milk gets one here with the Death Blossom. And Moose Milk might have just made the difference here. Yes, we're still seeing kills come through from Johnson and Wales, but one tick already on the board now for Wayne State College. And they do have the respawns very heavily in their favor on the push. Strict finds one and the D-Mech here for Johnson and Wales University, but this is going to be the cap for Wayne College. But it's now deep overtime.
And this sets up the sort of scenario I mentioned at the start of the attacking run for Wayne State College. If they can get a fight cleanly here, then they'll be able.
And there's a lot that can be done here by Wayne State to buy a bit of space. The Amplification Matrix, the Bob, of course, the mythical 7th man on the field. Speaking of, in he comes, Amplification Matrix out as well. There's a nice land there with a Fire Strike from Chintali. Sorry, from the Haze. Wasn't find the kill, but nice bit of chunk of ult charge on that one. 1 for 1. Reinhardt down. The self-destruct. We get the Dragon Strike. We get the High Noon. That's 1 for the High Noon. And Johnson and Wales University looking to be in a good position here. However, it's a punch back as the self-destruct will take Steffi off the board. Still finding kills, however, for Johnson and Wales University. And that's where it stalls out here. Just a little way past the arch.
Respectable stuff, though, from Wayne State College. Considering they were down to basically the last 5 seconds of the map and were able to fully take the objective, give themselves a bit of breathing room. Not a lot, but certainly a moment of respite as they try and defend to equalize a series and force a map 5 here. Force an attempt at the reverse sweep, too, in that sense. So for Johnson and Wales, I mean, still very much in their favor. In their court, right? They have the attacking foothold. They do have the time bank advantage, as we said. But, I mean, you get a fight win, all of a sudden you start to have ultimates in your bank. Now time's kind of ticking away. It's down to 2 minutes, and there's an opportunity. So, this is critical for Wayne State College. If they don't want the series to end, they have to deny Johnson and Wales University the sort of freedom that they had on their first go-around, right, with the Bastion composition. And I will say,
be doing it twice.
Shades of exactly that. Shades of what they opened up with, right down to the Pharah taking themselves out early.
Okay. Right. We are still seeing the Pharah coming out. That's another kill here. I do think I'd like to see the Sigma back in if they are going for this top hat strat again, just for the additional shielding that you need. Otherwise, this is a very weird comp.
No cheese here. Just straight to the hit scan here from Cassidy. Yeah, exactly. No cheese. Just play it good old-fashioned, mirror composition. Well, I say mirror composition, but close quarters fight.
Oh, what an out there! Kinga lands the headshot and Moose Milk is down. However, Kinga receiving a lot of pressure. Jip closes the distance and finds the kill. Shinobu filling up that defense matrix. And meanwhile, back on the point, DeHaze gets that opposite number and Chintalian is out of the fight. Johnson Wales University unlikely to get the fight win out of this, but will get some ult charge, and that is actually crucial. There is no way for Jip to reset here short of actually getting that back in. And Shinobu continues to plug away like some sort of possessed plumber, finding headshot after headshot. It's down to the Haze to get up close and personal with the hammer and knock them off the map here. Johnson and Wales University coming in with a big cap here. 2 minutes 34 seconds to cover 38 meters of progress.
The clock is about to strike midnight here, Phil, as the cart does not have to move very far, and Wayne State College are currently nowhere in sight. Even as they try to approach, they're getting bullied back. Moose Milk takes a ton of damage on the entry. Someone needs to get to the cart.
It's got to be Jip. Jip's got to get in here and touch this. They will take a lot of damage on the way through, but they've crucially got themselves on the cart here. And Jip is now down, but Whispers found the equalization. In fact, it's trades across the board. It's the High Noon. It's the Dragon. It's the Charge Connect for Johnson and Wales University. Shinobu lands one last headshot for good measure as the cart wounds its way onto the golden box of victory, putting Johnson and Wales University at 3-1 over Wayne State.
Pretty stuff there to close it out. Just use everything in play, and it won't be the Junkrat tire, in fact, that gets, man, that feels like an eternity ago. Instead, it's going to be the self-destruct here.
I think a lot of candidates here for player of the game, and a lot of candidates here for player of the match, if that was a thing that we awarded here at ECAC. But yeah, what a great match to round off the regular season.
Absolutely so. And I mean, if we're going to talk about, theoretical players in the match, Shinobu has to be top of the list, right? Between Shinobu and I think Rare Soccer, those two players were the standouts for me in terms of performance. But Shinobu, I think, was overall more consistent. No shade to Rare Soccer, but Shinobu was a big part of map 1. And while the Lucio play on Volskaya was quite stellar, I think Shinobu also showed a range of characters that were, able to pop off on. The Cassidy, obviously, but the Hanzo was really strong as well. Some Tracer looks in play in the back end. So overall, I mean, a very close match. I think the 3-1 score line, you can kind of look at it and say, well, that wasn't particularly close. But aside from Watchpoint Gibraltar, these maps were hard fought.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, I made a list down as we were going through the maps. It's 199, 2 out of 3 times in Busan. It's almost a cap on B for Gibraltar for both teams. These really went the distance. We've had a lot of 3-0s on ECAC. Yeah. We've had some close 3-0s, but we've not had many matches on broadcast that are as close as this. And that seems like a pretty good way to round out the regular season before we head into playoffs.
Yeah. And I think that really just excites me for playoffs, right? Because we saw a lot of great gameplay in the regular season, sure. I think that the teams will step it up a notch too in the playoffs, right? The postseason has a way of dialing everyone in just that little bit, better. In a sense, not that teams play poorly or don't care about matches in the regular season, but something about the stakes of a playoff match really keeps everyone in play, right? With a level of intensity I don't think you can really find anywhere else. So as exciting as these regular season matches have been, it makes me that much more excited for the playoffs, right? If you're at an 8 in the regular season, well, the postseason gives you an 11, and that's always something to kind of be excited for.
Yeah, 100%. And so that's Johnson and Wales guaranteed making it into playoffs. I think we are waiting on the results of several other matches and comparisons of head-to-heads and overall map scores before we decide whether or not Wayne State have done enough today to make through into playoffs. I guess we'll find out once all those matches have concluded. And LaFon, that brings us to one final piece of business. We are going to have an interview with a player from the winning team. We're going to throw to a little break while we sort that out, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that match as much as myself and LaFon did. And to help us dissect that match and learn a little bit about the thoughts behind it, we have Chintalion, main tank, joining us. So, Chintalion, welcome to the broadcast.
How we doing?
How are you feeling on the back of that win?
Feeling pretty good, pretty good. Everybody on the team, pretty hyped. Yeah, we were actually feeling really well during most of the games, even though there were some points where we were kind of like a little like hesitant. We kind of like lost track, and then we hopped back on and then just got the wins for the games. So pretty good.
So before LaFon jumps in with his insightful questions about comps and what have you, I have to know, what's with the username?
I'm actually Chinese and Italian. So
okay. I wondered if it was a chin reference. But
yeah,
okay.
people are like, "Oh, your chin? What is that? Italian chin?" Like, I don't know, man. Yeah. But yeah, I'm Chinese and Italian.
Gotcha. Good to know. Thank you.
I mean, the immediate follow-up question is, how do we say your name then? Was it the way we assumed it was?
Phil's saying it perfectly. Yeah, I actually was really happy when I was listening. And I was like, oh, perfect. Like, usually people are like Chinatalian, China. They're like, perfect. Phil got it perfect. So.
There we go. I mean, now that's perfect. Speaking of, we got to talk about you guys' compositions too, because you guys had a couple of really good showings. And speaking of perfect, I want to talk about Watchpoint Gibraltar and sort of your team's strengths on Escort over the season, it seems, because even the games you lost, Escort seemed to be the map that you kind of took away as well. What is it about that map type that really seems to speak to you?
I think we kind of have good hold points, and like rather than like holding like just the cap point on all that, we kind of have good like angles that we hold, and we kind of get aggressive sometimes, and it's like better to get aggressive on defense so we make a lot of space for us and all. So I think that's really what it is to us, where we get different angles and we kind of play our style of just like certain times we play poke, certain times we play brawl and play this angle and play this this height or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's really what it is.
Okay, so I want to drill down a little bit and talk about some of your teammates, because I think as well as having a standout performance yourself, I want to know what happens when something massive happens in terms of comms. And I want to go back to Volskaya A and that massive boop of basically the entire team over the edge to crack point A. Like, what was going on in comms then?
Definitely. It's either me or Steph, and it's just like calming most of the time. I'm screaming like a maniac. I used to play a bunch of like CODs and all that, so calming for me is like I'm just screaming and going. So when he hit the boop and I saw them all in the air, I just was screaming, 3, go, push, just going in. And then I was like, oh, 4, no way. And then it was just crazy. I was amazed. I was just holding shield. I just see 3 people flying. I was just like, we gotta go in now.
Hey, I love the recreation. It worked out, right? So like the communication aspect in Overwatch is sometimes it really is just yelling what you see, and that's fascinating to hear. I want to now focus on your game a little bit, because obviously the team around you has been a huge part. I think Shinobi popped off a lot today, and obviously Rare Soccer on the support line. But for you specifically, kind of playing that tank role, we saw a little bit of flexibility from you as well. I harken back to that Gibraltar where you played Diva on that last push. Speak to your game. Do you take pride in flexibility? Are you really focused on several key tanks? But what is the favorite part of your game here?
Yeah, I definitely could just like. I play most tanks all pretty well, and I can flex pretty hard. But most of the time, I'm running main tank for us. That pick right there was just because like they were running Kree and Brig and all that, and every time I jumped in on Winston, I was just getting completely CC'd. So I was just like, let me just farm Diva Bomb. We have grabs, so I'm just gonna try and farm Diva Bomb. And then I did it, and then I just got that remake. That was even better. I got the 180 remake real quick. So.
Yeah, I think I hadn't even caught that you'd swapped off of main tank by the time you had self-destruct on board, so good work on that one. So looking forward to the future now. That's the regular season over. You've now done enough to secure your place in playoffs. How are you feeling about your playoffs chances?
We're still, training and practicing. But we're looking up, everybody's, getting better and better, and we're working better as a team. Our comms are going crazy sometimes. Sometimes I gotta remind us, we're talking a little quiet, but most of the time we're out there. So I think we're doing pretty well. I think we have a good future for ourselves in the playoffs, maybe. If we keep it up.
Great. Well, looking forward to seeing more of it. Lafon, anything else you'd like to ask before we round out the broadcast?
I mean, only one more thing, and that's really focused on you specifically. Anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah. Shout out Shinobu. You know, my boy. He was going crazy today. If you see, you should have listened to the comms when he on Volskaya when he was just like going crazy, getting the picks. He was just screaming out because he was like he was the one on point, so he was just screaming, "Dad, 2 dead, 3 dead, I got 4, help me, kill Ryan!" He was just screaming his lungs out, and I was just trying to go as fast as I could to the point just to help him. But yeah, he definitely was clutching up for today. The whole team in general is all, we're all pretty good at the game, and we all did our part, did our role to get the dubs. So
wow, it was great watching you play, Chintalian. We're going to let you go return to your team, and enjoy wrapping up that victory. We'll see more of you in playoffs.
Thank you.
For everybody else out there, I think all that remains to say is thank you very much for joining us today, and in fact for all of the regular season so far. We are now towards the pointy end of the bracket, playoffs on the horizon, and if today was anything to go by, it should be a fantastic set of games. Lafon, any final thoughts?
I mean, the way we opened up sort of this post game segment is the one I kind of finished it off with as well, because the games are going to get more intense from here on out, and I think a lot of players are going to step up in a big way. Right? We got to hear actually from Chintalian specifically. The team's super excited in comms, and a victory here is a big deal. I think a victory in the playoffs, you get to see teams pop off even more. So definitely excited for that, and won't want to miss it.
No. Right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, of course, to the production staff behind us to help us bring this production to you. And we'll see you in the future for even more ECAC Esports Overwatch.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.